Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. You can join us and watch and participate in the show. Also, check out tomanddan.com. I never say to go there. I'm going to get better at that. And I'm going to tell you guys that you can go there. You can check out our merch page. All kinds of great ways for you to participate and also help the show out. You could even sign up and be a BDM member. And when you sign up, you get extra parties. You get extra content. You get extra shows. You get unreleased shows. And you get some behind-the-scenes stuff that a lot of people don't get. And namely, like even yesterday, we did a BDM show with our good buddy Ross. And you're going to get those type of shows first.
Also, I'll be at Toll Road Brewery on September 30th, Friday at 7:30. If you want to come out and have a beer with me.
Yeah,
I'm
swing
just going to
by,
hang out.
have a cold beer with Tom.
Yep. And so anyway, there's people hating us on YouTube. What is it?
Yeah.
All right, we made it.
Yeah, we must have, okay, I'll explain the whole deal. We have a video editor, Melissa, that helps us and does these little social media clips to put them on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
She also gives me these clips, so later I can put them on like YouTube or YouTube Shorts. So they're little 45 minutes, a minute and a half, and anybody that watches us live on Twitch, especially on Fridays when we do the big uncensored Friday free show that starts at noon on Fridays, if you wander into the chat room ahead of time, let's say like 11:45, you're going to see all these clips kind of playing to warm you up, prime the pump a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Get you salivating for the ha-has. So I've got everything lined up and playing. Well, evidently, this video that I uploaded on there, that's just a small clip, 45 seconds of you and me and Sam talking about Andrew Dice Clay, and we're just like, well, what is
They
this?
called me a tubby chick.
No, I thought he was doing a bit. I thought he was doing a bit. Tubby, you're not Tubby. That's insanity.
First comment I saw
Well, that's a new one. I haven't seen that one.
7 hours ago.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that
Tubby
one.
chick got upset.
But I don't even think you comment. I think he's doing the bit. I think that's Andrew Dice Clay saying, hey, the Tubby chick got upset.
Oh,
That's
maybe.
what I thought it was.
I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, the short of the long is we found our way through the magic of the algorithm into some sort of Andrew Dice Clay appreciation group, and they are mad.
Because we were making fun of Andrew Dice Clay.
I don't even think we did a good job of making fun of him. We just kind of questioned what it is. We're like, well, what is it?
What I'm making fun of him. I'll go on record as saying that.
I know, but I'm just saying that they felt the need to defend it, and I didn't even think we did a good job of making fun of it. We could have done way better. We could have gone a lot harder. We just kind of, it was a very passing, like, what is that? Why do people laugh at that? What is that thing? You know, I'm sure people like talk about our show. Like, what is that? What is
why
that?
do people think it's funny?
Yeah,
Sure.
I get it. I mean, but we were doing the same thing, and I'm not even interested in that part. I mean, sure, let's hate all over the guy. Have you seen him lately with his white hair? He looks like the ghost of Elvis. My point is, how did it find its way to them?
It probably pops up on their algorithm.
They were probably looking for old Andrew Dice Clay clips to actually watch and enjoy. And
He
they
has a
saw
lot
that
of new
ours was
stuff.
named Andrew Dice Clay, so they were probably like, what's this?
And then it got a lot of views fast. So then
But that's the thing. It doesn't have a lot of views.
No, but I'm saying when we put it out, it gets how many views it gets it fast, because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, I bet that pops it up, because like how many new things are posted about Andrew Dice Clay on the internet? Probably not that much.
Probably not.
Something
Yeah, you're
falls
probably right.
in their algorithm, and then it gets in front of them.
You don't
and
have
then
to
they see
do
it.
this, but the chat room is requesting that you do your Andrew Dice Clay impression. They love it.
No.
Come on. Give them a little dice.
I don't even do impressions.
Just give them the hickory dickory.
No, I'm not doing that.
Come on. Give them the dickory. They want the dickory, dude.
Does he
said
do
we
anything
created
else?
Clickbait.
Yeah.
They think this is clickbait.
Well, they don't
we do
understand
this show every day.
They're dumb old men. They don't understand what clickbait means. We're not a headline. You don't even know what click. That's not clickbait. You don't even understand the term.
they're
You
all-
dumb old
You clicked
boomer.
on it.
Yeah, you dumb old man. You don't even understand what clickbait means, and we don't
Geezer
understand.
guy. Your name's literally Geezer.
What else? What other bits does Andrew Dice Clay have? Like, that's what I want to know. Like,
That's it. He does a hickory dickory.
No, but he's got an hour. There's an hour
yeah,
special.
it's 1 hour of dickory dock.
No,
Yes.
there's other stuff. What
I
does he
don't
talk
remember
about?
I don't remember the other
observational comedy, his life. What?
Itsy bitsy spider went up
It's
the
all-
frickin'
It's
spout.
all that?
It's all nursery rhymes with curse words.
Yeah. That's
No,
what I
it
think
can't
it
be
is.
all that.
Yeah.
It's got to be something else.
You know what was better than Andrew Dice Clay? All that. The show from Nickelodeon.
Out came the
No.
rain. Oh.
But he does an hour. What else is there?
I guess we'll have to watch one.
There's
I'm
a
not.
lot of.
It's
There's
gotta-
the Brothers Grimm. There's Mother Goose.
But it's all nursery rhymes. It's got to be something else. Like he's got to talk about some other, like his personal life.
I'm gonna
right?
be. Look,
they said
hey-
he was in Pam and Tommy.
What do you mean?
Oh, I
Andrew
believe
Dice
that.
Clay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's
So that's
he's a good
his
actor.
most
He's a good
relevant
actor.
thing.
He's a decent actor.
Listen, I'll give
I've
to
seen
that.
Ford Fairlane. It's a quality movie.
There was some other like sitcom or show he was on. There was you did a good job.
Oh, you're
But-
thinking of A Star Is Born when he was
Oh
Lady
yeah,
Gaga's
Star,
dad.
yeah.
He
But no,
plays
but
Lady
what
Gaga's
He
dad.
was great.
What?
Yeah,
He was selling out arenas.
Yeah,
at
biggest
one time.
comedian of all time.
What hour did he do?
I
Was it
don't
all
know.
nursery
No,
rhymes?
it was like a lot of rock star persona, like larger than life. You know, like
A lot of leather, a lot of
but here's the
gloves.
thing, Tom, I can't remember it
Was
because
it
it's not
stories?
memorable. Okay,
Was it jokes?
I think it was.
I have
One-liners?
a Wikipedia of wiki quotes from Andrew Dice Clay.
Give us the top three. Just 1, 2, 3.
I don't even know if I can say this first part. When you blank off, you're saying, "Hey, I care about me."
I support that.
Okay, is it just one-liners?
Yes,
the
they're
whole
all
thing?
I feel like
one-liners.
this is the things my dad said as he was on his deathbed. Those are all things my dad said in the hospital.
So the whole hour is just these kind of one-liners.
I think so. Yeah, it's like Jackie the Joke Man with a leather jacket
Oh,
How
man,
did he
these are
sell at
bad.
arenas doing
I don't
because
know.
it was a different time.
Because it's misogynistic and racist,
yeah.
and that was in.
in the 80s? You know, I mean,
it's
it's
never
always
out.
in.
It's never out.
But I'm saying, like, usually, you know, to get that big and popular, it's got to be some sort of smart, funny
No.
stuff in there,
Incorrect.
right?
No, you're not looking. Have you looked around lately? You think that the most popular things right now, the things that are being celebrated, are the smartest and the funniest?
No,
You
well-
honestly believe that right now, as we stand in entertainment, the smartest and funniest people are being heralded? No.
In comedy, I mean, to do hour-long specials to get to that, like even people like make fun of Jeff Dunham and the ventriloquist
well,
thing.
that's
but
that's a different art form.
But
I feel like.
but if you watch it, like his jokes are smart. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like you know. Their jokes are well crafted. You know what I'm saying? Like I can appreciate what he's doing, and like but this like the
I
Hickory
think it's
Dick,
like
the
a
nursery
character.
rhymes.
I think it was the character. Hold on, let me. I'm going to try to
the
actually
New York
answer the question.
like hey.
I think it's that. Well, it's not all that. It's not all that.
What is
Hold
it?
on, that's Frankenstein.
No, but that's you also. That's you. He never does that, by the way. Like, that's not a thing.
But that's what it sounds like.
That's your negativity towards it. Like, if you're going to, like, analyze it, you can't do that. You can't go, because that messes up the algorithm. I'm going to help you out here. It's like the character, right? You know the overconfidence that Drunky the Bear has? The Drunky the Bear character. You know the persona of it?
Yeah.
You know, there are some, even you and
He's
I.
doing a
there's-
parody
yeah,
of
it's,
those type
it's
of
the
people.
character. So when you come to, like, it's a very good, there's a good analogy. Drunky the Bear, Andrew Dice Clay. The two guys are characters.
Wait a minute.
They're larger than life. They're overconfident.
DTB and ADC?
Yeah. Oh my God,
So
that's
it's like
pretty
a-
good.
it's like
Oh,
a-
can you give me an O?
Early
Give us an O.
Give me a small O.
a Kenny Powers.
Yes,
type
Kenny
of,
Powers, perfect. Fred Simmons, all those characters that you and I love. Like it also strikes me as a bit odd that you don't like Dice, because I bet you if he came in here
Oh, yeah,
and
well.
if he gave us a little bit of it, if he didn't give you what you have determined that he is, and he's a little more than that. And I think if he gave us that one day, you'd appreciate it.
Like I, was never into the Amazing Jonathan, but when we interviewed him, it was great. Like
Right.
I loved talking to him, and also I understand like him on stage doing it.
It's just an over the
magic,
top.
yeah.
It's just stupid.
But at least like the gags and stuff, like I was like, all right, that the Carrot Top, like where you're using props and stuff, I understand how he crafted the hour, right? Like the whole
Sam
show.
just put
But
the best quote I've ever read, not for just a comedian, just in general. Can you read that, or you want me to read it? I'll read it because I'm close to it. I think I
Okay.
can say it. This is an actual quote. I think I can say this without being
This is from one of his sets.
This is from one of his sets. I'm saying this as a news professional, okay? That
Okay.
fixes it.
You're reporting.
Yeah, when you do that, it fixes everything. Your hair looks really nice today, Sam.
Thanks.
Here we go. This is Sam put this in here. I
I'm
can
a
say this.
Tubby Chick or whatever.
Yeah, Toby Chick put this in there.
Tubby Chick has good hair.
How come there's no parking for midgets? You ever notice that? Not one spot in the effing mall for midgets. Unbelievable. You want to know why? Because there's no telethon. There's no telethon for midgets. Because nobody gives an F. That's the joke.
You laughed.
Where
He
did
got
he?
you.
I'm
That was just from his core.
I'm just
He's
laughing at the
speaking from his
M-word.
core.
Because
Oh.
But what is?
That was just something just an observation. He was walking to the Kmart.
But it's not
and
even. What is he talking about? No parking.
He's talking about a horrible problem.
What's he talking about? No parking.
He's talking about a horrible problem within this
disabled?
country where there is no parking for little people up front, and he's actually I commend him for bringing a little attention to a problem
I see what you did there.
that we have. I would like to have preferred parking.
It doesn't seem like anybody would even think that's funny because, like,
I don't think he was meaning to be funny there. I think he was speaking as
he's
from
just
his,
yelling the M word and then a
yeah.
shock jock.
Well, I mean, like, okay, if some man off the street ran into our lobby and started yelling the M word and then ran back out, you would laugh. And not only would you laugh, you'd be the first one to laugh. While Sam and I stood here, mouth agape, going, what the F is happening? You would be hysterically laughing because you love this kind of stuff,
Well,
dude.
no, I don't. I would laugh that it's absurd, but what?
Okay, you just found it. It's absurd.
So he's just doing a bunch of these like couple sentence things, and then goes from one sentence to another sentence. There's no. Yeah. There's no like he's not telling any story, or he's not, Like Mitch Hedberg is just a series of one-liners.
I can't speak to that. I've never actually watched a full set, so he may have some storytelling. I don't know.
I remember watching Dice Clay on a VCR tape with my buddy Dave at a sleepover party, and we were crying. Like we had never
Thought it was
seen.
so funny.
Yeah. It was the time you put it on. And then the more Dave
you're a
laughed, the
kid.
more I'd laugh. And the more I'd laugh, the more Dave would laugh. And then we'd rewind it.
Yeah,
and we'd,
kids-
and we're yelling, oh!
Yeah, well, teenagers, dumb teenagers
Yeah,
think
you
anything's
do that
funny.
kind of stuff. Was this my Jake Paul? Because I laughed at Andrew Dice Clay. Are you guys going to ever?
If it smells like a fish, it's a dish. If it smells like cologne, leave it alone.
I laughed. Oh, my God.
You still got it.
It's in me.
And
If
so
it smells like a fish, it's a dish. If it smells like cologne, leave it alone. Am I right? Hey,
what does that even mean?
It means they tried to cover up too much of the stink. You got a stinky fish down there. Fish.
Yeah, but he's saying that the fish is good.
No, he's saying if it's
Honey, if it smells like fish, you should not be eating it.
if it smells like fish, it's just natural. If it smells like cologne, it means they're trying to cover up an infection.
But he means perfume, not men wear cologne.
Well,
so
he had to rhyme with leave it
Yes,
alone.
correct.
Well, that's
Cologne
what.
alone,
It
yeah.
doesn't even make it smart.
Perfume,
Then
if it smells like perfume, I don't like eat a legume. That's a bean. That's a effing bean. Oh.
yeah, but the
Oh,
fact.
man.
There's a new character I'm doing called Bad Dice Clay.
But the fact that he had to use the word cologne makes the whole joke not funny because then it doesn't even make sense. So it's not even smarter.
Try, give me a little smells like fish. It's a dish.
It doesn't mean to me. It means he didn't even try to think of something better.
Well,
like
if he made that much money, not even thinking, well, who wins?
well, I don't.
We're losing then.
Listen, good for him. I'm just trying to understand it.
Okay. Well, you know what happens when you try to understand it? Next thing you know, the Andrew Dice Clay fan club. Why are we pissing off these dumb old men? We pissed off the Andrew Dice Clay fan club.
Who would have thought?
We pissed off the stinky old Bernie Mardones fan club because he wrote a song about rescuing a 16-year-old woman in the middle of the night, and we're the bad guys? You're yelling at us? You yell at him for he's kissed her in the video, you freaks.
I don't think I'd ever defend a celebrity about anything that I didn't know personally. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't.
This guy's a murder. You'd be like, he could be. He could be.
I wouldn't even ever comment on.
Oh, you mean you would never be in a fan club? Like you wouldn't be in. Okay, so you're in the Tom and Dan fan club, and Tom he gets popped. He gets popped for. You, let's see, what did you do?
I'm just saying, like, if I...
You were videotaping people without their knowledge in the bathroom of a Walmart. That's what you were doing.
Well...
And you would, there'd be BDMs that would defend you, right?
But I'm saying that...
you wouldn't defend?
Well, they wouldn't defend me if it was true. Like, I think they defended if it was allegations and they believed it wasn't true. But even then, like,
I wouldn't. If
someone
you had
saying
those
I don't like
allegations,
this.
I wouldn't believe that because you're not a hidden camera type of guy.
But is there anybody that you would defend on the internet, like celebrity wise,
No.
if someone else just
already know.
just didn't like them? You know, not that
No.
even allegations are one, because if allegations,
I think I felt the need to defend Michael Jackson maybe now and again. But then
Well,
after we had those 2 old people on that we interviewed, and they're like, "Hey, did it?" I'm like, "Wow, all right. Well, you're adamant."
But allegations are different. That's something, if you believe
Well,
he's
give me
innocent.
something and I'll weigh in
No,
on it.
I'm just saying, if someone else says this guy stinks,
All right.
that's just a personal opinion. I
Oh,
would
yeah,
never
yeah.
be like,
Well,
he
you're
doesn't
not-
stink.
Well,
because
you're not an emotional person. You're never gonna have that, dude.
but why does anybody even have that?
Because we're emotional people. We want to be right.
But it's opinion at this point. It's like, who cares what other people's opinion
Well, I
about
want my
someone?
opinion to be the best opinion.
But the
You
opinions
don't wanna
can't
have the
be
best-
good or bad.
Yeah, they
They're
can.
They're
you
all
have
opinions.
bad opinions all the time on this show.
That's your opinion. It can't be.
Yeah, and I just looked at my opinion.
There's no
That's a good
finite-
opinion. My opinion's a good opinion.
Like, you could defend, like, maybe if you don't believe something's the truth, like, because there's a definitive, either it's true or not true. But opinions is like, this person stinks, his comedy isn't funny. Why does someone feel that they need to tell, like, yes, it is? Like, it can't
Because
be.
they
You
like
can't win.
it, because they like it, and hearing somebody else say that they don't like something that they like,
Or according to
means-
Virgil,
That's weird.
ADC is still more popular and funnier than these clowns will be all put together on their best day.
I like the fact that Virgil called us clowns, and I even said that. I said, "Well said, Virgil." I gave him a compliment. I gave him a heart emoji.
Like someone took the time to type that.
yeah,
yeah.
a
And
lot.
their
He
life,
typed a
like,
lot.
That's a minute of their life is wasted because of nonsense. They're like, what? This is
Yeah.
nonsense.
Virgil.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like you're never that type of person. Sam is less that type of person than me, but she would still do it a little more than you. I'm more than her.
Because I don't know.
When Butler
From
worked here, he'd comment on
ACDC 5150, Andrew Dice Clay is the greatest stand-up comic in history. These dummies have no clue. They watch these safe new comics that are PC, afraid to take chances of public shame.
Yeah, I commented.
We're not exactly PC.
Yeah, I commented on that guy because he used for every sentence he wrote, he used a comma, and I just said, "You like commas."
Well, also, like, you could say, like, the most popular comic in the world is Dave Chappelle, and he's not safe in PC.
No.
So
Some people would argue that he does it. Some people would argue that maybe he damaged people or has a bad take on certain things, right?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, it's
there are a
it's
lot
not
of
like
people-
every comic is PC now, and no
Yeah,
one takes
no.
chances. That's
That
ridiculous.
is not true.
Yeah, that's
like,
stupid.
yeah.
That's
Anyway, it's very bizarre to me that someone argues someone else's opinion about anything, because shouldn't they know, like, everybody likes different stuff? What
Well,
are you,
I mean, then don't go. Then don't
bizarre.
go into any food group, especially the ones here in Orlando.
Oh, man.
It is non-stop opinion fighting, non-stop.
like, because if
Don't call it shepherd's pie. It's cottage pie.
Well, that's
Only put whiz on cheesesteaks.
now that's funny because that to me is at least they're kicking around something
That's factual.
That's factual. Like what I'm talking about is that some people will be like, this taco place stinks, and then the next comment will be
My
like,
favorite place.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, well, what are you doing?
explain to me emotion for a second.
Oh.
It's hard.
If you
it's hard to
hear
explain emotions.
someone else not like something that you like,
It hurts my feelings a little bit.
Does it hurt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to try to boil it down for you. I'm not saying. Look,
I
I'm
don't
a tougher emotional person, right? But even I'm not tough, right?
Yeah.
You don't even pick up on the stuff. Like my radar's
I don't-
beat up. Like I get a lot of emotions throughout the day. But like, okay, let's say, let's use a real life one. Let's use a real life one. Let's try to think of some. Okay, I am an emotional person, and I want to like Linda's La Cantina. But every time I go there, I haven't had good experiences. But everybody else likes it, and then like they'll, if I say it's okay, then they'll feel the need to like. It's almost like, to me, I get
like convincing you it's good.
yeah, but to me, I get my feelings hurt because I'm like, well, I want to be liked by the most amount of people, and what do the most amount of people like? So should I like what the most amount of people like so I can get the most amount of people to like me? And that's what makes
That's
it crazy.
also crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy. I don't do it, but I'm saying that's a feeling.
Yeah, it's an emotion.
Yeah, I
okay.
think that's an emotion that people have.
It it makes zero sense to me if someone else doesn't like something. Like, say someone's like, I hate NFL gambling.
Oh,
right?
there's a lot of people.
And then I'm like, well, okay. We'll do, all right. Hey, what do I care? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't be like, no, like, I love it, so I'm mad that you hate it. Who cares?
Well, I mean, like,
it's a zero to me. It makes no sense. Or someone likes a restaurant, even the show. Someone would be like, I don't like your show. I'd be like, all right. Like, I wish you do, or did,
I
because
wish you did like it, but you don't.
because maybe
So
that
we're
we have
done
one
here.
more listener. But if you don't, that's your, whatever. You're not into it. It doesn't make me mad. Like, what for whatever reason, I'm sure that you like things. I don't. Who cares?
I think
Who cares?
I think the chat room kind of nailed it. Brock hit a good one. I think sometimes, obviously you project, and when you take people's, like if you said I hate Mountain Dew and I love Mountain Dew. By you saying that, I'm doing, and I'm not saying these are right or wrong. I'm just saying
it's
this
emotional response.
I have emotional micro calculations in my brain that are done that instantly go, Tom, Mountain Dew. Tom hates Mountain Dew. You love Mountain Dew. If Tom hates Mountain Dew, then he hates you.
Oh, okay. That was like a
It's
personal
not right.
attack.
I'm not saying it's
equate it
right.
to you,
Right.
yeah.
I'm just saying
That's
it's
fine.
It's
I just need to understand.
It's flawed math, right? It's like
Yeah.
and you do it, and you don't, and you're like, oh man, he doesn't like that, and you're
Yeah.
holding like
So
me.
you take
It's
it
like I
personally,
hate
though.
Mountain Dew, and here I am holding one, and I'm like,
Yeah, people get like that with bands and shows and movies, especially.
food, restaurants,
Like entertainment. So maybe that's why they're so emotional. Maybe they really connected with Andrew Dice Clay's material.
Because they're
Right.
Yeah, because they're
I'm
like.
glad that we're not just hating back on them. I'm glad we're at least trying to understand the response, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand the emotional response to then taking offense to someone
And
else not liking
exactly
what you
like you said, though, instead of them explaining why they do like him so much, they just said we were unfunny, tubby, and didn't understand comedy. Like, well, tell us why you like him.
We also
right?
didn't say we hated him. We said, what is it?
Yes, right. We're asking, like, you tell us
and
why
that's,
it's
and that
funny.
was the whole point of this. I was going to let this go to the end and answer the question. Is like they obviously got emotional. They were doing the micro calculations wrong too, because we never said we hated the dude. We never said the dude. Like we're just like, what is this? Why is that?
Why
funny?
do people find it funny?
Right,
Yeah.
that's different.
Yeah, but they take that personally. Yeah, it'd be the same thing as if someone was playing our show and then
Why is this
crapping on
funny?
it,
Right.
And then people would be
course.
like, "Oh, I feel the need to defend." I don't know. It is bizarre the amount of time people spend defending strangers. Like it's crazy to me. It's like you wrote a sentence like defending some comic that you don't even know and these people you don't even know either. It's like all strangers, and then you're making like I'd never make a comment to a stranger about anything. I never have in my entire life
Because they're
Like,
strangers.
because BDMs, some BDMs I don't know, but since they're BDMs, they listen to me, and therefore I feel like they're not strangers, and they're part of the community. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I'd never go on some other page and talk to anybody about their opinions. Like unwarranted.
Yeah.
It seems bizarre. Like I'm just going there and be like,
it
I
is,
heard what
yeah.
you said, and I'm gonna comment about you. Like, I was like, I don't know. He was like, who are you? Like, why?
Hey, who are you? You're doing it.
That's funny.
Gotcha.
You want to do a couple of voicemails? Because I've been collecting them. And we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
some sad ones.
Oh, I will
go
tell
ahead.
you that now that we're in week 2 and the Dolphins beat the Ravens in a crazy match, a game, I'm back to the joy of being a fan of the Miami Dolphins.
What? Did you hear that, Sam?
It won't last.
Mark
And-
it. Write this down for
I'll
at
write it
least
down.
for
It won't
the
last.
award ceremony at the end of the year or something.
No, because once I'm just going to be a fan now. That
That was a crazy game.
My husband's going to the game this Sunday.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You want to go? They're going on a party bus, bro.
Oh, dude.
You want to have some fun?
Go on the
Does
party
it have a
bus.
bathroom?
I don't know.
Oh, great.
I'm not going.
Grandma needs a bathroom. What do you got?
They got bottles.
Well, no, because if I'm
No,
drinking,
he has to poop 3 times.
No, it's not poop. There's a lot of party buses that don't have the bathroom,
Oh, God.
and I can't.
Well, you got to
hold
choose.
it.
I
Stripper
would
pole or
imagine
bathroom.
it would have to if it's going all the way to
Stripper
Miami.
pole or bathroom. You have to choose when they're building it out.
Well-
do you want something that's conventional or do you want something that's party?
And They need a bathroom because
It stinks, though. They always stink.
they do stink. But
They always smell like cat pee.
if I'm drinking White Claw, like the alcohol
Don't
starts.
drink White Claw.
Well, anything alcohol.
Why don't you wait and have your first beer as soon as the bus pulls into the parking lot?
Oh, and then that takes away the whole party bus idea.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sorry. I was just channeling my wife.
gonna be drunk the whole time.
That's what my wife used to say. Why don't you wait to get to the event to drink? I'm like, what?
So
The hell are you talking about?
I feel like at this point in time, it's been a long time, that I can go in on the Miami Dolphins and be a fan and hope
You gotta
and
get some new
pretend
gear.
that they could make it to the Super Bowl,
You need,
even though
you
I know
need
it's
some
not
new
gonna happen.
gear.
I know. I looked for my Dolphin shirt. I was going to wear it yesterday because I knew you guys would be like, "Oh, he's having fun."
Yeah, we would.
I couldn't
We'd be
find
ha-
it.
we-
I have to buy a new one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a
you're-
discount
yeah.
code for you.
I think I took it off at some event and
Threw it
Threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
I think
I think you gave it to Miguel on Busey's bus.
no.
The Corona ride. What did we do? We did something. We were riding a bull in a Corona, and
Honestly, it was a couple years ago at the Beer Fest. I think I put on a Beer Fest shirt and I took off my Dolphin
so
shirt.
you were bigger then.
But
and
I left it.
You made your tea sweat.
Anyway, I'm happy that I can be a fan again and not
Good
just
for
care
you.
about gambling. Although
We're proud of you.
I am gonna bet against the Dolphins this
Okay.
week
Okay,
because
all right, there it goes.
I think they're way overhyped.
Already over. He had enough.
but
he had
that-
enough fun, Sam. He's already out.
All right.
I can still bet against them and be a fan of them and want them
That's
to win.
not what Cabin Boy would tell me.
No, yeah. Well,
He's Steelers do or die.
he can't bet against the team, which is ridiculous.
No,
it
I
goes
like
against
that.
all math and logic.
Yeah, but it's like he's an
He's got
emotional,
emotion.
fun
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
you know?
But I can still
But he's good in the sack.
I can still want and believe that the Dolphins may win the Super Bowl this year, and then hence be that fan that wants them to win every
I mean,
game.
it's
Do
better
you guys
than-
want to head up to the Hideaway and watch it together?
Oh, I'd love that. I can't go in there wearing Falcons. I'd have to. I'd have to
no.
wear some sort of Dolphins colors.
My wife is
Here's
out
a
of town this
question.
weekend.
I asked my husband, I was like, because he's going with his brother, and his brother's a Bills fan. And I go, well, are you going to wear like Dolphins colors? Or are you going to wear Bills colors? He's like, oh, I'm wearing a Buck shirt. Isn't that weird? Or no? Is that
No.
acceptable?
It's acceptable, but he's gonna get some. I mean, he'll get a couple He'll get some comments.
No, well, not as.
I would make some.
Or at
comments.
least
You
be
can-
neutral, right?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if I'd wear a Bucks shirt to an absolutely different game where the Bucks are not playing.
You see it in
It
baseball.
does seem
kind
kinda
of
weird,
No, you see it in
Isn't it?
baseball a lot, and I'm kind of there for it. Like you'll see in Braves games, you'll like be scanning the audience. You'll look, there'll be like a guy in a Mariners jersey, and it's like he's. It's almost like he's saying, I'm here for the revelry."
Well, you gotta at least prefer one team win over the
I mean,
other.
I guess they're playing the same day, but I don't know. That was odd to me.
Yeah. I guess
I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
you got to show everybody that you're not a fan of either team. I
Right.
guess. So it's fine.
You'll get a couple tampon bays,
One
one
Yeah.
or two tampon bays.
They're out of our division, so I feel like
Right.
the Bucks. We
If
don't
it,
really care.
if it were an Atlanta jersey, you'd get some stick.
yeah. I mean,
Or I mean, like divisional, meaning Bucks and
Jets.
Falcons.
I mean,
yeah,
Jets,
exactly,
Patriots.
yeah.
You get way
Somebody
more
in
hate.
your
The
division,
Bucks,
you'd get it.
I think a lot of Miami fans are Tampa Bay fans just because of Brady and in the state of Florida, whatever. They don't care.
could see that.
Out of our division, with unless by some miracle, it's a Miami Bucks Super Bowl, which could happen.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic.
Very, very unlikely.
But it'd be great. Let's do a couple of voicemails before we put a pin in this one. This is the saddest voicemail of the week.
Hey guys, sitting here drinking a beer, and kind of wonder what the craziest thing you ever opened a beer bottle with was. I just used a little metal nail file in my kit. I've also used the small fingernail opener and the big fingernail opener, and one time I actually used I used my cell phone, and it worked great. I got the beer open, except I used the screen, and it cracked the screen, of course. So if you're going to use your cell phone, a little pro tip, just use the back side of the case, maybe. If that doesn't work, give up. Anyway, sucking fat titties.
So you could open a beer bottle with anything rigid, right?
I cannot. I get too
I'm
lighter.
not good at that either.
Yeah, I'm not good
can't?
at it.
And we're talking about like bottles, right?
Yeah.
Like the lighter thing, I could never do it.
Can't do
Really?
the lighter
No.
thing. Here's another one.
You can't do the lighter?
No, can't do the lighter thing. I'll take the bottle and I'll put it on the edge of a table and I'll hit it and then I'll take a
No.
big chunk of wood out of the table.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
be too
that
afraid
guy.
to do that. Yeah.
I take the chunk of wood out of the table, can't get the top off. If I do the one where you put it on the edge of a concrete and you hit it, then I end up breaking the bottle. I just can't. Just give me a bottle opener or I'm not drinking.
I'm with you.
No,
It's easy.
no, I can't do it.
You gonna teach us, Daddy?
I mean,
I can't do it.
Anything that's rigid at all, you could open a bottle with because you just use it
As like a fulcrum.
Yeah, you use your fist and any part of your fingers on the top, and then pry it open. I mean,
Yeah, I can't do it.
you could. You
It's
100%.
impossible. I can't.
Yeah, 100%. You could.
Not
do it.
without damaging. Like I couldn't do it without damaging the wood here. I can't. I can't.
I give you a lighter or a lighter, no problem. You could do it. I'll show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to
Alright,
learn
Friday's
that.
show.
I wanna, okay, write it down.
Oh,
For Friday we did the devil's ham.
No, but I feel like everybody could do this.
Sam can't do
I
it.
can't do
I
it.
can't do it. We're telling you we can't do it.
No, I think you're just saying that.
Wow.
It's so
Victim
easy.
blaming.
I can't do it.
It's
I
so
also here's
easy.
another thing. I can't snap. You want to make fun of me for that? Can't snap my fingers.
You can snap
My
a little bit.
No, listen.
It's
My daughter
something.
makes fun of me. She's like, "You can't snap. You're a little daddy."
Well, your fingers should be
My fingers are too small.
stubby and snappy.
Wow.
Stubby and Snappy. Those are my two sons'
I'm
names.
stubby. I'm tubby.
You're not Tubby.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Let's do some weird hobby.
All right, buddy.
Fat Nerd Dads, go!
If you got a hobby and you're feeling kind of flabby, Dick, that's lost. What's your hobby?
Weird Hobbies!
Weird Hobby Wednesday brought to you by StreamlineFlorida.com. Streamline Mortgage Solutions, now in California as well. You can get cash out refi. You can get a reverse mortgage, which a lot of people are getting, including some BDM's parents that we just talked to.
Yeah, if you're the parent of a BDM, get a reverse mortgage.
So Erica's on the line. How you doing, Eric?
Hey, I'm doing well, guys. How about yourself?
Good.
Good, man. Thanks for asking.
What is your weird hobby?
So, yeah, my weird hobby is extreme decorating for the holidays.
All right.
Yes.
all right,
Tom
so-
hates fun.
So this extreme decorating means, you mean like for Halloween and whatnot?
Exactly.
Not
yeah.
like
so
you're
basically,
holding a jack-o'-lantern and bungee jumping off your roof.
exactly. So, yeah, Halloween, Christmas, we go all out. So we're that house of the neighborhood.
So you have a train set?
No train set. We
then,
did have
then you don't go all out. Good day, sir.
Well, we did. We had a horse-drawn carriage last Christmas, though.
Oh, hold on. Okay, you're back in.
So, Eric,
Yep.
explain to me, all right, and let's talk about this. When, like, a lot of people decorate their houses, and there's normal and extreme. What is the line that you go into extreme?
That's a good question.
How many decorations do you need to be considered an extreme decorator as opposed to a normal person? So I figured like my house is pretty standard normal. And for Halloween, I do the spider web. I do a couple graves. I got a zombie. I do
Couple graves.
an inflatable scary tree.
Inflatable tree.
Oh, this is
and-
garbage.
And then some. We put the French witch out there, but that's for Halloween night only. And then
Why? You think someone's gonna steal her?
Yeah, she's precious.
we've got a line of these flowers that go from the graves all the way up to the front door, and
Oh, I like that.
a couple plastic spiders we put on the front porch chairs.
Okay.
And then that's about all we do. We get a new decoration every year
You
with
add
the boys.
to it,
We
or
make-
something falls apart,
Yeah, yeah.
so you got to replace
We
it.
basically got the standard.
Yeah, the standard. What do you guys have?
Everything, man. Every square inch of the front yard is filled up with something. We're starting to encroach on the neighbor's yards. Like, hey, you mind if we throw this over here because we're running out of space?
If
So
you asked me
every-
to do that, I would be so mad at you. I would be
Why?
so
We
mad
do-
at you.
Hold on, you say I hate fun. What are you mad at?
Because they're trying to pull me into their fun, and if I'm not funning, look, I love fun, but if I'm not a part of your thing, you're shaming me by you. Then you got your
it's a little
headless
bit of your
horseman
yard.
over there. Your headless horseman's on my yard, and then everybody's like, "Oh, look at this guy! He couldn't get his own headless horseman. He had to have Jerry's headless horseman on his grass or something. He's got some coffin wheeled over there with pumpkins all over it."
So Eric,
they're fine with it.
okay, I'm curious. Did this build up over the years? First, let me ask you. Okay, do you have kids?
We have one, daughter, 14 years old.
Okay.
Oh, she probably loves it, and you're like cool dad, aren't you?
Did this
She
start?
hates it.
Did
Wants nothing to do with it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
with your
God.
daughter, sir.
I hope she trashes
She's
it all with her
inside while
friends.
We're outside drinking White Claws and sweating our butts off, putting everything up, and then she comes out, looks at it, she's like, "Yeah, it looks good." Goes back inside.
I hope her and her SoundCloud rapper boyfriend tear your yard apart.
But did she like it when she was younger?
She did, yeah.
Okay.
For
She grew
sure.
out of
When
it.
did it change? When did she go
12,
full on this stance?
Middle school, I'm telling you.
Yeah, when they get the cell phone, they don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah,
Cell phone.
I got you.
So were you doing
Damn
this
it.
before your daughter was born?
So it only started until we moved into this neighborhood, so about 5 years now. So when I got into a relationship with my wonderful girlfriend about 10 years ago, she moved in with me. House on a big piece of property, 30 acres, dirt road, dead end, no neighbors. She wanted to decorate. I was like, what are we decorating for? Nobody's going to see it. Our cows in the front yard and stuff. So then we eventually bought a house, and she's like, hey, you never let me decorate before. So now it's like, it's yeah.
So now this is like a knee-jerk reaction to
pay
something
for
you
it.
never had. You're like the preacher's daughter, right? Like you guys never had this ability,
Yeah,
and
never
then
had the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so now that we do, we kind of went all out. So the first year, Halloween was like our first holiday. So she's like, hey, I'm doing full bars for the neighborhood. So after that, big hit. We're that house. We had a coffin in the driveway completely filled with full bars, candy bars.
full bars.
And so, like king size and stuff. And so I was like, you've started a problem. They're going to expect that every year. So now every year, the ante is set higher.
What do you spend on candy? What's your budget?
The last couple of years, I've not gone on the shopping trip with that because they just spend too much. But they basically go to Sam's Club, and those huge carts, they just fill it all the way up.
So
Wow.
like
So
$200-300? Are we talking? What
Well,
are
my
we?
dad would spend that.
she won't tell me how much she spends on it, but I'm thinking it's probably getting close to the $1,000 mark.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. I was gonna say my dad would spend $200 just for the kids that would migrate
Yeah.
to his neighborhood. So $200, $200 is about normal. T.
I mean, what does like a Sam's Club, the full Hershey square bars, right? Like, what do they cost?
Yeah.
A whole pack of them. What is that?
$28 or something.
Is it
I
that
think when you
expensive?
price it all out, it's usually about $1.50 to $2 per bar, depending on what you're handing out.
Wow.
So we do the Reese's, we do the Hershey's, the cookies and cream. Last year we got
$32
Pez
on
dispensers
Sam's.
to throw in there.
What did I say? 28.
God.
Man, I know my sugar.
So then you just it kind of spiraled into you doing more and more, and now your complete front yard is covered with Halloween decorations. Do you do any sort of haunted house type of deal, walkthrough, or is it just decorate and
That's
hand
where
out?
she's wanting to go, and I've kind of drawn the line. I'm like, listen, it's one thing to decorate the yard and pass out candy bars, but building a haunted house in your front yard, that's a little too much for me.
Yeah. Now,
When
what
do
you go ahead, Tom.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was just curious to when you guys start decorating.
So usually we're going to probably start now. So basically this is another thing, is like once you have all these decorations, where do you put it? So we started off with one small storage unit, and now we're up to one 10 by 10 air conditioned, and I think the outdoor one is like a 20 by 10, and they're lap full.
Oh man, that's a lot of stuff.
And they keep raising the
He's,
rates.
he's got those 12-foot skeletons.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you consider your staple?
Big ticket items.
Yeah, like everybody's got their flagship pieces that go in a collection or something like that. What do you consider your flagship pieces?
So last year it was the giant skeletons. We decided to add those last minute, and with the whole pandemic and shortage on everything, it was like a nightmare trying to find them. So we were basically going to Home Depots bright and early before they opened to see if they got any. I drive around and do quotes all day for my job, so I'm like popping into random Home Depots, getting those. But yeah, the giant skeletons, we ended up getting 2 of those, and then the giant pumpkin guys that Home Depot had last year. So those were a big hit last year.
So you've got 4 of those jumbo dudes?
Exactly. She wanted one, and I was like, it's not really going to be proportioned, so we need 2 of each. So we got like the front yard is like the graveyard, and then out towards the street, that's kind of like a haunted pumpkin patch we do.
So Eric, okay,
I'm jealous.
We've all seen this, and we've all seen the people that go all out and the full candy bars and all the stuff. And I need to dive into where the joy comes from. What makes your wife like this so much? Where, like, you've observed it. Obviously, you like it too. You're spending your money.
He might like
2 storage units.
I mean, he might have a hot ass wife that throws it on him, right?
Yeah, so it's I think it's different layers. It's the bragging rights, of course. That's always good. Everybody kind of just hangs out in front of our house, and we do a big Yeti full of White Claws and Fireball shots, and so everybody kind of congregates in front of our house and hangs out, and just hanging out outside and doing it and putting.
See,
it
you
all
guys
out.
are the cool. See, you would like that because it's a flex.
I like people thinking I'm rich.
It's a
So
flex,
I do
yeah.
if everybody, all the neighbors are like, that's the richest neighbor of them all, and then I'm standing there.
Well, you try to be that now.
And I'm
So again, his joy comes from what people think of him.
Yes, always. It all comes back to what people think of him.
It's actually her. So the decorating and having everybody come and the kids oohing and ahhing.
Is she there or is she at work? Is she with you or is she at work right now?
No, she's in the other room in the house.
Can we talk to her?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's talk to her.
Sounds like a haunted
Dallas?
house.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like a haunted house in there.
Crazy
What's
girl.
her name?
Dallas.
Dallas? What a
Where'd she
great
go?
name.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
where'd
See,
she
she
go?
sounds
She's
hot.
embarrassed.
With a name like Dallas, that's like a hot girl name.
I just want to.
Oh, she's got a little dog. Little dogs. Hot girls have little
Tiki
dogs.
dogs. 2 of them. All right, they want to talk to you.
Hello.
Dallas, we're trying to understand the joy. Tom doesn't understand the joy, and he wants
I understand,
you love this stuff because you originally lived when you guys were just dating. You lived on a farm or whatever, and you had this big piece of property, and you get to decorate for anybody. So now you have this cool spot in a cool neighborhood, and you decorate and you do the full bars. But explain to Tom, why do you get so much joy out of it?
I just love to see all the kids' reactions. And then, obviously, like, the neighborhood does contests for, like, Christmas and stuff, so I love to win that because I'm super competitive.
Yeah, she's
Competition.
competitive.
All right,
All right,
okay,
Dallas
so now-
is competitive.
All you do is have to explain these things to me because, when you now you're like, oh, it's a competition, and
Yeah,
I'm like, all
and
right,
we're the best house.
I understand that. If you're trying to win the competition, the kids thing and seeing their happiness,
You
I
like
feel
that. You're that guy at the
Now-
pool party. You're always playing with the kids, dude.
But here's the problem with that. They'd be happy. They'd be happy with the full bars, even if you didn't. You don't need 2 storage units full of garbage to throw in your front
Don't
yard.
say that to her.
All you need
Don't
is
say that to Dallas.
a couple decorations and the full candy bars. They'll be just as happy. Maybe.
Yeah, but she won't be. The decorations are for her. The candy bars are for the
well,
kids.
she didn't say that. She
No,
said
the
there's.
kids, they love the decorations. Sometimes I have people coming, early in the season with their kids, and their kids have said, oh, I knew you would be the only one to have decorations up right now. So they walk by our house just to see it.
Oh man, see, she got the joy. I can hear it in her face.
Now, how do you guys? I always wonder this.
You're not going to understand
No.
somebody that has this much joy, Tom.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry, you're outmatched here.
How do you go about mowing your yard after? Because I've seen this whole time where they put up Halloween decorations a month before Halloween, and it's all over the yard. And I'm like, well, your yard. I mean, it's hot as
Oh,
hell.
you gotta
like,
weed eat around it.
like, do you just weed? But you weed it around every skeleton finger. Like, you know, it's like.
It's disrespectful to not.
So, because if you don't, then it's going to look like garbage come Halloween. So, how do you guys do that?
No, so Eric, he'll mow it like before we start decorating because we usually don't do the yard real crazy until it gets closer to October. So then it only goes like 4 or 5 weeks without being mowed. So it kind of looks a little more spooky with the fog going over it. It helps the fog look better.
Ah, so it plays into
It helps the fog look better. Something you'll never say.
That couldn't work for Christmas decorations because I see the Christmas decorations and I'm like, are they removing all this garbage from the yard and then mowing it and then putting it back? Like they have to be because
Dallas, what's your dog's name?
We have two, Scooby and Harley.
Scooby and Hurley.
So Dallas, how much would you say, all in all, including the yearly storage rentals
and the candy bars,
do you spend on just Halloween and decorations? Like, if you were going to put a number to it, I know it's impossible because it's such an insane waste of money that you couldn't even compute it.
Yeah.
But what would the number that you'd put in all this for Halloween?
I don't know. Our storage bill is probably like for the two, like $500 a month, and then the candy is probably like $600 or $700 every year.
67.
And then we save our decorations, so I think we only spend like maybe a couple thousand each year adding. And so then
budgets.
We're damn near 10.
Yeah.
We're near $10,000 that
That's
you
impressive.
spend just to decorate your house every year for Halloween. Is that worth? I mean, think about what you could do for $10,000.
She doesn't sound deterred. She sounds all in, man.
No,
How often have you taken your boat out this year?
well, I mean,
Yeah, and look at the joy she's
How,
getting. Just
how
from
much
the
does it cost to harbor that thing?
Look at she gets joy out of the anticipation. She's not even doing it yet. She's just excited about it coming around the bend.
that's $170 a month I spend keeping at the old boat tree in Sanford.
How much did it cost to fix it last time?
Don't talk about that.
But
That's
that
definitely some full-size candy bars.
But I could use that every year. This is one. I guess you could.
She does use her
Exactly,
every year.
she does use hers
Hers
every
isn't a
No,
good.
I use it more
Yeah.
than one time a year. I guess
She
you
has this
get,
for 2 months.
you
Yeah.
get the whole
use it
month.
for like a whole month of October and a whole month of December. So
Yeah.
But the real joy comes that one night Halloween, right? I mean, that's what it's all the build up for. I know
That's when you get the fog, yeah.
You know, I used to appreciate the people that did this because I'd take my young sons in the stroller over to the neighbors and then, it'd be the old man that has done this for 20 years and decorates the front yard of the garbage and I show my sons and I'm like, thanks for, doing this for
Even though you
free."
just called it garbage.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I'm just saying in general, it's just plastic garbage made in China.
Yeah,
right?
but it's like it brings joy. Dallas, hey, thank you so much. We know you didn't want to talk, but we appreciate you and Eric for giving us the time and explaining
you're
your
welcome.
hobby. Let's talk about Christmas for a second. How many trees do you put up?
probably like 6 or 7 in the house.
Whoa, in the house.
That's
okay,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah, that is.
Didn't you guys hire an actual Santa Claus last year?
We have hired a Santa Claus the past couple of years to come when we do like our family get together.
That's dope.
Last year, I was like kind of worried we wouldn't win the neighborhood contest because people have been stepping it up for Christmas. So I hired a horse-drawn sleigh ride 2 nights to come, and I gave out free rides in the neighborhood.
Bro.
Tom can't even Tom has his mouth just fell open.
Okay.
This is a BDM.
Yeah,
I'm
you
starting to
really.
understand.
She does it big, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah, we have like 4 snow machines. I mean, it's
Snow
crazy.
machines, like the ones that they have in Celebration. That's just bubbles.
Yeah.
It is just bubbles, but if it goes for a while, it builds up and it looks like snow,
That's
like
awesome.
in our yard.
Ah, that's so cool. Do you put lights on it and do you play music?
Yeah, we put lights. Eric buys like these little spotlights that he puts in the grass, so when the snow does build, it's like lit up from underneath.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then when I put the snow machines out, because I don't put them out every night, usually we'll have like music out there and we'll post on the page to let everybody know like the kids can come play in the
That's
snow
what you
tonight.
want, right? Like, don't you want Winter Wonderland? All the kids come. They're like, Mr. Tom's
I get it
yard
now.
is the best.
I figured it out. This is Rick Ross's chain. And I'll explain. This is a visual representation of a waste of money, so other people can look at you and know that you have the money to waste.
She's no different than a rapper.
No, I'm just saying anybody that buys something elaborate and shows it off,
Like the bad cat.
It's clout.
to show
Right?
everybody like I got a horse-drawn carriage.
It's just a flex,
Snow
man.
machines. It is a flex, and then so all the neighbors know that you got the income to waste on these things for everybody else.
We got a
to join.
Santa Claus.
And also making them look worse because they didn't do anything close to what
Like,
you
you don't
did.
know Christmas. You don't know Halloween.
So you're just showing.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have hired the sleigh ride if, like, the first year we had the contest, we won. And then these one neighbors came by and they were like, man, next year, I hope you know we're coming for you. We're going to win. And I was like, well, don't come for it if you're not ready.
Oh, my God.
So,
God.
I hired the sleigh ride for last year.
So what are you going to do this year? You're
And
going to
they
step
were
it up.
so mad when we won again.
Have you thought about sabotaging what they like? Have you thought about like driving by and like cutting their strands of lights with a razor blade, or maybe like or using like a you could shoot or use a sniper rifle to blow their Santa Claus off their roof?
So, who is giving you the homeowners association or like?
Yeah, who gives out the gift card to Dave and Buster's?
Oh, we just get an ornament.
Oh,
But
It says, like, we won for this year.
But is it like
all I need.
is it just the neighborhood homeowners association or
Yeah,
what? Like
Heather
what?
Glenn.
Who's
Who
the
picks
judge?
the winner?
Yeah, there's some lady that put together, like, a decorating committee, so they'll go around and judge the houses, and then they'll put it to a vote for, like, the neighborhood on the Facebook page.
And do you hammer? Do you like vote for us? We're the best. Do you hammer that on all your social
I only
media?
did that to the people I gave sleigh rides to. I was like, yo, hope you enjoyed your sleigh ride. Don't forget to vote for us.
Oh wait, this is a working sleigh
Hell
ride.
yeah.
You gave away sleigh rides to people. That's awesome.
Yeah, like I hired somebody to come with horse-drawn sleigh rides. It's like decorated like a sleigh, and I gave away like little time slots so they could come and they'd just come to our house and then I'd take them around the neighborhood.
That's amazing.
You know what doesn't exist anymore that used to in the 80s and 90s was
Andrew Dice Clay.
the
How dare you?
the donation box that said like, "Hey, we spent a lot of money on electricity.
No,
Can
they
you
do that
donate?"
here. They do that right here in Baldwin.
Well, they do that for charity.
Yeah, it's for charity.
But I'm saying the one that says, "Hey, the electricity costs a lot," and the reason why I imagine that went away is because of LEDs.
yeah.
It doesn't cost as much.
But
in
you could
electricity.
lie and say it does, or you could be a purist and you like incandescent. You're like, I'm an incandescent man.
So, do you notice?
Yeah, for the sleigh ride though, we did anyone we gave it to, we asked them to bring like toys to donate. So then we took it to a donation site.
Did you ask people to wear jeans because you don't want to get any ticks on your Daisy Dukes? I wore Daisy Dukes to the sleigh ride, and one of the tick got off of the horse and got on my ass cheeks.
Now, do you only do Halloween and Christmas, or are you starting to dabble in other
Well, you
holidays?
should do
Easter.
Ramadan. Do Ramadan.
Because I like the just Halloween and
No,
Christmas.
Easter. Put a big old cross out there with a purple. You gotta hang a purple robe over
Yeah,
it.
it's got blood to it. It's blood.
Ginormous. A skywriter writes, "He is risen" in
Come on.
skywriting.
They put the blood on there. You didn't have to do that.
They put the
We
blood
know
on
it.
it, yeah.
You know.
My church never
We
put the
have
blood.
like some inside stuff for the other holidays, and sometimes I'll put like a little Easter bunny inflatable out, but we don't really go crazy outside for those.
Did you do anything about 10 days ago? Did you do like 2 9/11 spotlights at all?
yeah.
With
I
like
like
put some fog and 2 9/11 spotlights.
I like
never
doing
forget.
every holiday.
Everything.
Like a President's Day.
Like
We
today,
would do
I don't know if you
everything.
know this, but Dallas, today is National Pepperoni Pizza Day.
Like
Oh man, gotta get an inflatable.
Memorial Day, everything.
Yeah.
Now, do you keep the Halloween and the Christmas decorations together, or are there
No,
separate
are you crazy?
storage units?
They're together, so we have an AC unit for all of our inside stuff, and then we have an outdoor unit that we keep all the outside stuff in. So they're in the same units, we just have them like separated in half, kind of.
Do they keep raising the rates, but you're too lazy to move it from one unit to the other? So
Or
now,
do you make
now you're
poor Eric's over there moving everything.
paying $300 a month?
Yeah, they just keep raising the rate.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
And Dallas sounds rich. I like Dallas. Rich and competitive. That's my type of person.
Well, with a name like Dallas, that's a cool name,
Yeah.
right? Like when you're a woman named Dallas, I feel like you have to be rich. It's a cool name.
So, just all in all, Dallas, what would you say you've spent on just decorations throughout the years total?
I don't even know. It's so much. It's so embarrassing to even try and add it up.
No,
I mean,
we're
just
doing the
throw a
opposite.
name
When
out.
we first started talking to her, she was so excited and happy. And
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think she wanted to talk to us anyway. That's why Eric was on the line.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we're talking to her, and you're beating the joy out of her, sir.
No, I just want to throw out a number so we could all be shocked
Well,
and judge.
now you got her saying things like, it's so embarrassing, I should have never been born.
I'll throw out a number and you just say over under. Let me see. Halloween decorations, those big ass things cost a lot of
$25,000.
Yeah, I mean, with all.
I mean, it's
Are
sleigh
you
ride
including
alone.
our storage bill?
No, this
How
is
long
just
is this
decorations.
decoration?
How
Yeah.
long have you had the storage units for?
We only had the indoor one starting this is our 5th season here, so we got it after our first season, and then we added the outdoor one last year. when we
You
got
look
the
at
big
it like it's an
skeleton.
NFL season. You know, she's like looking at it like it's a season.
You know how much work this is?
Yeah, it's
Like,
a lot. She calls it a
I mean,
season, like she has an
yeah.
off season where she's polishing her pumpkin.
Yeah. I mean, the setup. Okay, setup time. Like, what does it take hours
It's a month.
to set up the whole Halloween extravaganza?
It's not that bad. We'll spend a couple of Saturdays putting things up because we fence off the whole yard. So Eric said that he doesn't let me do a haunted house, but last year our front yard was actually a haunted trail because we fenced off
Oh,
the
soft
front yard
opening.
and then the front by the street, so you can only walk on the sidewalk. And there's stuff on both sides that jump out at you, and
So you're easing into a haunted house. Whether he wants it or not, it's coming for him.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Eric. I hope you're on notice, buddy. I hope you know that.
25K? What are we talking here? 25, 30, over, under?
25 or 30,000. Since we've lived in the house, I would say that's probably a good number.
Oh, that means over. Because you're always underestimating.
25,000.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time. We
We
appreciate.
do all the inside and the outside, so it's inside too,
Do you dress up too? Do you do elaborate costumes? Are you like a Heidi Klum? Do you do are you dressed like the blue X-Men lady?
No, it's super hot on Halloween, so we just wear Halloween shirts and.
Halloween shirts. Oh my god.
Look, she spent all the money on the decor.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, Dallas, does it make you a little sad at all? And this is where it turns
Yeah,
morbid.
you did this. You made her sad.
Is that
Oh, no.
one day, you'll be doing this and you'll start getting more and more stuff. And as you get older, then your daughter leaves the college and she lives on her own, it gets way worse. You're going to have 4 or 5 storage units full of stuff because then you start compensating your daughter growing old.
Well, then
as-
people start talking to you, and you're like, don't throw that out. That's a perfectly good witch's hat.
and you'll get more and more, and then you'll, at one point in time, just like everybody does, you'll pass away with 6 or 7 storage units filled with this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That you'll leave to your daughter, and then she will punt directly into the trash because she's not into it, and all your life's work will be punted into the trash, and that's where I look
You'll
forward.
sell a lot of it. Like
No,
I did.
it's all-
I sold a lot of my mom's trash.
Selling Halloween decorations,
Yeah,
stuff
that's-
she's gonna be full, and they're all decrepit. They're all 30 years old, and then so your daughter's gonna be called 2 guys in a truck or whatever. They're just
yeah.
gonna haul it to the
2
dump.
hunks in a truck.
Yeah. It's all goes to the dump, and then all your whole legacy and everything you spend time
Yeah,
on.
you're probably right.
I'm just that's where I look at it, and then I'm like, well, why am I doing all this?
Does that make you sad a little bit?
No, because I'm not going to keep it that long. This is our 2nd season with skeletons. I'm probably selling them after this year, and we'll do clowns next year or something.
I like that.
Oh,
Always
let
Let me get
pivoting.
one of them skeletons.
Yeah.
Always moving, always pivoting.
All right, Dallas. Well, thanks for talking to us. We appreciate it. Tell Eric we
Yeah.
said thanks
Tell
to
Eric
him.
thanks for nothing.
I will. Thanks so much, guys.
All right,
see ya.
see ya. Take care. It's very sweet.
Listen, I get the competition of it. That's fine.
You just don't get the joy, the pure joy.
The wanting to make everybody
It's
look
kind of like
him.
how you want your backyard to be a tropical oasis. It's just their thing.
Yeah. It's
easier for him to get
the
on board
work.
with Tropical Oasis, though, because more people can appreciate that.
It's I guess the monthly storage bill to keep all this stuff in the storage unit. That would get me eventually. It's like not using my boat. It just eats at me every day that I'm not using it
I knew
because.
I got you.
So it's like all this stuff in a storage unit that you pay throughout the year, and then I'm just like, oh God, what else could we be doing with that money? Could we be doing something that betters our life more than this decorating?
There's nothing I hate more than when it's kind of like the Peloton, even though I'm not riding right now because my back's screwed up. Like if I'd have bought that and then not used it, and then you guys had pointed that out, that would have driven me insane.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I get
everybody does.
yeah, everybody does that. That's like one of the worst things ever.
Oh, I laugh at the rowing machine that I stare at every day. Like,
Oh,
there
let
it
me
is.
get that.
Shoes are underneath
Peloton
it.
launched theirs today. They launched their rowing machine.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
just in time for my back to be in bad shape. They launched a rowing machine. I probably needed that months ago. Needed a nice rowing machine.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Mo DeWitt's here. How you doing, Mo?
I'm here.
So
That doesn't sound good.
I'm doing great,
It's
Tom.
not
Thanks
anything
for asking.
It's not anything we've done, is it?
No.
Okay. Oh my God. I'm always paranoid. That's
Quit being paranoid.
Yeah, I'm paranoid.
Relax.
You ask people like, "How you doing?" I do that to Sam too. I'll be
Yeah,
like,
I know.
"How's your-" in the morning, I'll be like, "How's it going?" She'll be like, "It's okay." And I'm like, "Oh God, what did I do?" And I instantly think like,
Your
"I did
anxiety
something."
is high
Yeah,
today.
my
It's
anxiety's-
pegged.
It's real bad.
So Mo, let's talk the Comedy Jam. So it's happening
Yes, sir.
September 29th.
That's correct.
MoComedyJam.com for tickets.
Yep.
Yeah, that's correct. I had to think about that one.
And Sam, you said there's it's half sold out, right?
Yes,
so
it is.
You got a couple more tickets
Yep,
left.
Well,
quickly.
here, let me help you out. Tom and I are going.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That'll
Which I
help you
didn't
out a
buy
little bit.
tickets yet, but I.
So maybe not
Yeah,
going.
maybe.
well, I figured I know Mo. I got his number. I
Just
was-
buy all the tickets so
Call
they can't
Mo.
they can't get it.
Well, I
Call
know.
Mo and see if we can get a
I
couple
know
of
Dan
tickets.
St. Pierre, owner of Toughies, so it's like
That's a fancy name.
you know,
That
I'm
is
not going to let
fancy
you
name.
in without a ticket. This is all for charity.
no. If I
Wow,
I'm like, hey,
and nobody
you know,
loves charity more than we do.
Yeah, it's not about
We love charity.
Yeah, I'll donate to charity. I want if I buy tickets, then we do okay.
I don't
follow
want
me
to be
here.
in the back. I want to be up front.
I'd prefer to be in the back because I don't
I
want
want
the
to be
attention.
up front in the Gallagher splash zone.
But if we're
You found out about Gallagher coming?
Yeah,
too?
I want to be in the front.
It's actually Gallagher's brother. but,
Gallagher
you know,
2.
Gallagher 2.
Yeah.
I don't want all the people who are like, why? Because I've done this before. Where
Yes.
I want to just hang out in the back and not create or take away any attention.
Smoke cigarettes in the back like a
And,
bad
but
kid.
then people are like, "Why are you sitting back here?" Like, you
Why
know,
are you drawing attention to yourself? Why are you back here drawing attention to yourself?
Yes, I'm almost drawing attention to myself by just.
Why don't we wear disguises when we go?
I got the mustache.
Yes. What if I grow? What
You
should
go-
I grow?
You're
Or
gonna
I'll
shave
my
everything
head.
off.
I'll shave my head.
Shave your head, but also shave your beard and everything.
Oh
so
my
it's
God!
like
So I look like a
full
thumb.
frog.
So I look like a toe. Fingernail fell off.
Anyway, sorry,
great
Mo.
plan. No, you're
Get your tickets now.
Look, it's a pink frog,
It will sell out. So before we get into some listener questions,
which we always have because we never not have those.
and I think we asked you a little bit about like this last year about like Halloween decorations and creating a haunted house and like
Yeah.
having people through your house.
We
But-
just had a caller. Her name was Dallas. She spends $25,000 on her. I mean, it's a disgusting amount on her Halloween stuff. And she wants to now, the next step, she said last year she did a little bit of a haunted walk, a little teaser. This year she wants to go full-blown haunted house in her front yard.
So, like, besides even the haunted house, because I feel like once you do a haunted house, like maybe you're even accepting the possibility of someone getting, or you're accepting the risk, and you're not,
Yeah.
you know. But what if you just had some sort of jump scare thing? Because they sell it all at Spirit and everything, like the spider that you step on the pad and it jumps out at you.
Those things are scary.
And so let's say you get that and then someone comes to your house. Let's say they're not trick-or-treating, right? But you have it like a week before Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
And then if someone's like an old lady there
Like some
selling,
old Amazon lady.
yeah, or something like that. And then the
And
spider,
it literally blows her Skechers off.
it jump scares her. She trips over the potted
God.
plant
Oh,
and
man.
then falls and breaks her
Falls,
hip.
her earbuds fall out.
In your yard,
Yeah,
right?
oh, it's bad.
And then from that broken hip, there's some complications. The hospital dead, right? And
Oh
then,
my God!
Wow.
We went all the way to
I never saw
Spirit
that
I'm
coming.
just-
oh my God!
Halloween is killing people, is what you're saying.
And
And-
ironically, she was still delivering more Halloween stuff. Like she had
Renee.
spider cobwebs in her hands as she fell.
Could her family? I know you always say that everybody could sue anybody for anything,
Right.
but like I feel like there's a case to be made that you were being a little bit irresponsible by having the Halloween jump spider out. Maybe it's like it was too close to the person, it scared them too much. And
Well,
then,
their preferred hours. This was 11:30. You shouldn't have your spider turned on.
and then you had a tripping hazard nearby, so you should have been able to, do the calculations. Jump scare, someone moves back, they trip over your pot, fall, break their hip, they die. So, do they have a case there? Because I feel like they do.
So, I mean, it'd be a foreseeability test as far as whether it was foreseeable that the spider jumping would cause somebody to fall, trip, break their leg, and ultimately die or not. Now, in a case like that, if it actually happened, it's probably going to be a situation where your homeowner's insurance just pays out the medical claim, because with death cases, they don't really want to deal with them if there's any potential liability, because they don't want to get a $10 million judgment against them or something like that.
Yeah.
But, from a reasonable standpoint, I think it's going to depend. Okay, is it Halloween? If it's at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe it is foreseeable that you shouldn't have your spider on because it could scare somebody and cause them to trip and become injured on your property. It's maybe a different standard if it's Halloween night and people know to expect it. So it's all going to be as whether it's foreseeable or not that spider could cause an injury ultimately.
All in the details of during the day.
Right.
What if you have a TikTok channel of all people getting scared and falling over?
Oh, well, now you're trying to get them in there.
Well, I'm just saying now you've set a precedent that this has happened. People
You're also
get scared,
profiting
trip,
from this.
and then that could probably make a difference too. Now you had a bunch of evidence of other people getting scared. Some of them did fall, but they didn't hurt themselves. But it's like you knew people can fall and you didn't do anything.
Right. I mean, that goes to foreseeability. If you have direct knowledge that somebody's fallen over before because of this spider, especially if you're recording it and it's almost
It's
a
called
prank,
the falling over spider.
falling over spider.
It says it on the box.
Then you may have more liability there.
And you think one day that just like your homeowner's insurance, they'll come out and fly a drone over your house and see if you have a trampoline.
He's got 9-foot skeletons.
And
Shut him down.
And they'll get rid of the trampoline or will drop you. Do you think they'll start putting some sort of regulation on setting up haunted houses or having some sort of attractive nuisance to your front yard that could, if they start seeing a lot more claims of people falling in people's yard and suing them?
Well, usually what they do is they build in exclusions into the policy. So, 30, 40 years ago, certain breeds of animals weren't really excluded all that often in policies for dog bite cases. Now, typically if you have a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler or a Doberman Pinscher, usually those are excluded from the policy. So if those dogs bite somebody, the insurance doesn't cover it. So usually what they do is when they see a lot of those kinds of claims where they're becoming liable for it, they'll build an exclusion into the policy. And if you want specific coverage for that, then you have to buy an add-on or buy a rider to the policy to cover you for that. So if everybody's holding haunted houses on their property and everybody's getting injured, homeowners insurance is probably going to build in something that says, hey, if you have a haunted house or some description like that, we're not going to cover any injuries from it. But if you want haunted house insurance, you can buy that for an extra $50 a month or whatever it is.
Gotcha. You have to have separate insurance for that kind of thing. Which
Exactly.
What if it's not a haunted house? What if you name it in there as a spooktacular?
I think they're going to define haunted house broad enough to cover the spooktaculars
All right.
and the
I figured if you put
harvest
some fancy,
hoedowns and whatever else you want to call it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to put some fancy verbiage in there.
Mo, do you think it matters if your haunted house goes into your backyard as opposed to just stays in your front yard? Like, is it worse
Party
to
in
draw?
the back.
Well, I'm just saying to draw people into your backyard or your property.
It
and they
sounds
get hurt.
worse. It does.
Yeah, like
it's further into the dwelling.
Although, or just like
Front yard sounds more casual.
in the front,
Yeah.
or just like walking up the driveway and up to the door to
Liquor
get
in
the
the
candy.
front, poker in the back.
It's like, is there any difference between the driveway or all the? Now they're in your backyard and you got a whole bunch of
now they're in your
strangers.
kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, the legal standard doesn't really change because you've invited them on your property at that point, right? Whether it's in the front yard or the backyard, it goes through the house, you've invited them in. So it's the same legal standard that applies. Obviously, there may be more hazards inside the house or in the backyard than there are in the front yard, depending on the home, obviously.
what about the sidewalk? Like, what if I just created a
sovereign citizen.
That's Castleberry's property.
That's everybody's.
But I just create a haunted house over the sidewalk. So, and if
Very
someone
generous
hurts
of you
themselves,
for doing that.
Well,
it's the public's haunted house.
and then they're like, "Is the sidewalk still considered your property?"
Well, it depends on whether you own the sidewalk, or typically it's owned by the county or the city, and there's
You need a
easement
permit
on
for
it.
And the swell.
yeah, you need a permit to do it on county property.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to mow that. I feel like,
No,
if you
don't
own
mow
it,
it.
then it's yours.
Don't mow it.
They'll make me mow it.
They can't make you mow it.
Oh, they'll come by. They'll give me letters.
Well, a letter isn't making you mow it.
I'm just
My
joking.
dad got a lot of letters.
There's no homeowners association in Castleberry.
Yeah, oh my
It's just a
God.
raccoon.
The raccoons run the homeowners association in Castleberry.
All right, Sam. What questions do we have?
Oh, okay. Says, I need some advice. My wife left me after almost 7 years of marriage, 12 years together.
God, what did you do?
She moved to her mom's, and the house that we've lived in for 10 years was bought and paid for in full by her and her mom in 2012. And it's her and her mom's names on the title.
Oh, man.
Despite her mom promising me to take her name off when we got married, she seems to have forgotten all about that.
Oh, yeah. The old mom
Yeah, mom
promise.
forgets. Yeah. Mom promises. They're called mamases.
Wife and I think it's best to stay in the house for the 2 kids. I'm okay with that, but I don't know what legal recourse I have in case that changes. Help.
Okay, so I mean, nothing's really changed at this point, right? They're just
Right.
living there. So depending
Just
how
trying to be prepared in case mom-in-law is like, get the hell
Yeah.
out of my house.
So depending how the title is actually written, I'm going to guess that it's written where they're co-tenants, basically. If both names are listed, they're co-tenants in the property, meaning they each own 50% of the property. So, they can't necessarily kick them out of the property, but they could try to force the sale of the home if they wanted to. And then the people who are in the property would have to buy the home from the mother-in-law. Now, they could also be joint tenants with the right of survivorship, which could change things a little bit. But at the end of the day, it sounds like they each own a 50% interest in the home. And ultimately, if she wanted to kick them out, she'd have to force the sale of the home, and then they'd have to buy her out of the property, essentially, or sell the home.
But no matter what, like, if you're married and for a long enough period of time to someone,
It's
you
horrible.
own half of what they do, they own half of what you do.
Right, so that's different. So if you're married, typically the deed is tenants by the entirety, which is basically, as husband and wife, basically. And so you each own the home jointly and equally, and if one passes away, it automatically transfers to the other person. Only in a case of a divorce would that joint tenants by the right of entirety be broken, and then you become co-tenants where you each own 50% of the property or whatever is dictated by the final judgment of divorce.
Gotcha. What I'm saying is it doesn't really matter even if you're husband and wife, if both your names are on all the cars or property, it's both half of everybody's anyway. Right?
Yeah, as long as it was acquired during the marriage, doesn't matter if your name's on it, your wife's name's on it, or vice versa, or both names are on it. It's still 50-50 for the most part. There's a
Gotcha.
few exceptions here and there, but in the overwhelming cases, it's going to be 50-50.
I feel like some people think like you have to have both your names on there, but it's like no, like your wife or your husband owns half of this, so you're married. That's the legal contract you signed.
Yeah, I've had that conversation many times where someone,
Her
divorce
name's not
consultation.
on it. Can't touch it.
Right.
Case
and then,
closed.
and they're very confident about it, too. A lot
yeah.
of times you have to have a conversation with them. Actually, if it was
Yeah.
bought during the marriage, she still owns 50% of it, and you're going to have to pay out half the equity to her.
That's why you always put it in your buddy's name. If you want, you put your boat in your buddy's name. That's what I learned.
And then your buddy steals it and sells it to somebody else, and
No,
then you're
no,
getting an
yeah,
eviction
yeah,
notice. I've seen that happen, too.
Bros before hoes. Everybody
Bros
knows it's
before
the Miami
Moes.
code.
Moes before what?
Oh, can we go bros before Moes or Moes before bros?
It's Moes
Wait a
before
minute.
bros, and then it's like he's got your back.
Or Moe's before hose, and it's a Christmas event.
I can't say
You
that.
know, I was in the car yesterday, and I was listening to some old hip hop. I was listening to Ludacris, and my daughter asked me why Ludacris referred to himself as the abominable hoe man. And I started snort laughing. I wasn't even paying attention. Remember when everything Ludacris did was hoes? It was all hoes.
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm the abominable hoe man." And oh my God, it's great. That's what my daughter listens to.
Early 2000s.
Oh,
different
great.
time.
It's a different time. It was a different time.
What's the next
Another
question?
one? Okay, let's see. An odd question for Mo, dealing with digital metaverse information. Maybe this one will stump him. Recently, I was a guest on a podcast and was asked about my opinion about NFTs, which is that they are dead. Don't waste your money. Well, I guess maybe, not for sure, said podcast had paid a lot of money for someone to make them an NFT. They paid a lot of money for something that is essentially, in my opinion, worthless. So I'm getting emails threatening legal action. Is this something that could happen?
No.
I mean, typically you're entitled to your opinion.
I was going to say, your opinion of what an NFT is going to be worth.
Right, you're not slandering somebody or saying something that's
So these
false.
guys
It's
had
just
you
your
on.
opinion.
Was this our show? What?
I was wondering the same thing.
It sounds like our show.
Yeah, it does sound like our show. So
talking
these
a
guys
lot
had
about
you on the
NFTs.
show. It's like, we're selling NFTs. And you were like, they stink. And we're like, oh, God, but now we can't sell them. We're going to sue you.
Yeah, a lot of people also think that you can't say something bad about someone. You can
Yeah,
because
you
it's
can.
your opinion. Now,
Right.
slander.
You can't say you can't say like a definitive fact about somebody if it's not true.
Right.
And so it's like the difference between like I think this and this guy did this. It's two different things. Also, celebrities are basically immune to slander.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is
whole
pretty
different
hard.
level.
super hard to but regular people, actually there's been slander cases that they've won, I believe. But then
yeah.
you got to prove that it's negatively affected you in some way, and that could be hard.
Right. So that's the tough part about slander. And anytime you have a slander or defamation case, you basically have to open up your entire life because, first of all, you have to prove that the person said the statement, that it was false, and they didn't have a good faith belief to make that statement. Then the secondary aspect, as you correctly point out, is you have to show how it's adversely affected your life. So they can basically open the door to your finances, to everything in your life, and you're just putting it in front of the court. And that's why those cases are oftentimes, as we kind of saw in the Johnny Depp case, they get a little salacious because everything can come out.
And
Poo-poo
with Johnny
bear.
Depp,
Old poo-poo bear. Everybody thinks of that, right?
yeah.
When anybody
he
says
made a fool of himself.
But when anybody,
He made a
for
fool.
both of them, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
when
yeah.
anybody says Johnny Depp Amber Heard or just says Johnny Depp now, I think of white sheets with a turd laying on top of it. That's the first thing. It's the first picture I get in my mind.
You know why the world liked it so much? Because it showed all of us poor.
What made me better than him? Because I've never done that. I've never pooped in a
And
bed.
they're like, these rich celebrities are pooping in each other's beds.
You know where
They're
I
crazy.
poop? You know where I poop?
And
It's
they
gonna shock you
they
guys.
drink
I
a
poop
mega
in
pint.
the toilet.
Oh, and this guy got drunk and passed out on the floor, just like me.
Yeah. They drink a mega pint of wine and they poop
Well, I'll
in each
drink
other's
the mega
beds.
pint. I'll drink the mega pint, but I know where to poop.
And
And I don't have those kind of fights with my wife. Like, we're not going to try and get each other back that way. That's not something we do.
it just goes to show you that everybody
Trash.
is
Trash. It's
yeah,
trash.
rich, poor.
Yeah. Well, I could tell Johnny Depp was trash by the number of bangles he has on his wrist. Like, when you wear that many bangles, you're a trash person.
Yeah, mentally ill trash.
Yeah, you look at any Florida biker, what's he got in his arms? Bangles, tons. He's got bracers on. He's dressed like he's a Viking. He's got different little pieces, little nuggets, and little jewelry on, and 100 rings because he's trash.
What do we got next, Sam?
So we actually had an email or a voicemail about someone who was drunk and ran into one of those like community gates.
You mean allegedly drunk and ran into one of those community
Well, he
gates?
admitted it, but
Yeah, he
he
admitted
instead,
it.
of course, nobody called the cops. He just called a tow truck, and we
Okay.
were wondering, does the tow truck driver have any responsibility in reporting an accident like that? Because he said he just slipped the tow truck driver like $20.
I mean, I'm not aware of any legal obligation that, they're not like a mandatory reporter that I know of, at least. Now, they still could call the cops if they wanted to.
Probably
especially
morally
if you're-
should, but
Yeah.
not legally
Well,
bound
I mean,
to.
tow
maybe.
Not that
truck
I'm aware
drivers,
of.
yeah, they're Mr. Morality.
Right, exactly.
I was about to say that.
Like, my God.
Tow truck driver is I
Toes
can't.
before hooves.
They started towing Andrea's car behind David Simonu's restaurant. What's the one over there? Remember that? She was getting towed with her baby in the car. Like Maisie's in the car. They're just gonna tow it with Maisie in the car. She's like not even a year old. They didn't even care. They're just like, tow it with a baby in there.
The tow truck community, the buy here, pay here
Oh,
lot,
yeah.
repo men
Yeah.
are the Venn diagram is there. It's they are hard folk that
They are.
tough living and
They're my brothers in back pain. A lot of them. They know me. They have a lot of back pain in that community. I see you, my friends. I see you.
I don't think they're bothered by awkward situations
No,
like I
not
do.
at all.
They
Not
are.
at
They
all.
are an awkward situation.
They
It is always awkward.
do
Yeah,
not
but they're
care.
in that. They're forever awkward. So that's not even awkward to them. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they don't care what the scenario is at any time. I'm just gonna put that blank.
And you know what's
statement.
also very interesting about tow truck people is that they can also be any gender, any nationality, and any size or shape. air cover. Like I have had every.
There's not really a.
No, I had the last tow truck driver, the one that towed with the baby in the car, behind. What's the name of that restaurant? My brain is not working. The one downtown.
Yeah, I forgot the
It's
guy.
a great spot.
Seminole's place.
Yeah, I love it. They got good food. But anyway, we got towed down, and it was a tiny little pale albino lesbian woman, chubby little. But I'm like, okay, well, anybody can be a tow truck driver.
You will not find a good-looking woman in her 20s as a tow truck driver.
No, tow truck's hard living. It's hard living.
I'll pay anybody $100 cash.
I mean,
if
they're
anybody
out there,
shows me. No,
but they're the most rare.
A good-looking woman in her 20s.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's like finding a Mewtwo in a Pokemon.
$100 cash bounty.
I used to watch the tow truck driver at the 7-Eleven in Thornton Park because people would park in that parking lot for
That's
Starbucks.
a good one, yeah.
And he would just laugh and pull
All day.
around all day long.
Yeah.
Put him up, wait for him to car
What
behind
do you
a
think?
Starbucks.
Like 40 cars a day?
Oh, it had to be. I mean, I would just see him watch. He'd be on his phone
Is
playing.
that ever
and
by
just go,
Fireside?
Yeah, it used to be there.
Used to be,
Yeah.
I used to sit there too, and
yeah.
it was that's a great intersection for people watching.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Little repo tip.
I thought you were.
That was a new rapper.
Yeah, that was me. I'm Little Repo Tip.
Keep the club in your car. You remember the 1990s security device, the club?
Dude, I have a whole trunk of them.
And lock your wheels to one side or the other so that the front wheels are turned, and then put the club on so you can't tow your car that way.
I feel like that's more of a Castleberry parking tip.
All right, yeah. Also, keep your car in your garage if you stop making payments, because that's a repo man's worst nightmare. You can't get into your actual home garage.
It's in the garage.
They can't call the cops either. That's a thing people think. Like if you call the cops because a repo guy, if like you block them in, the cops will make the repo guy go away. Like they won't side. They won't be like, yeah, because the cops don't care about the financial business deal you had with them. They're just like, get out of here, you're disturbing the peace. Though they won't be like, all right, you have to give this guy
I wonder
your car.
if there's ever been a cop though where they don't like you, or you're like a repeat offender or something, where they're like, sure, yeah, no, give him the car, open your garage. You know what I mean?
They can't.
Because if you piss off a cop, I mean, he could go beyond a little bit of his discretion and say, look, you're just being a pain in the ass. Just crack your garage or I'm gonna arrest you.
I mean, that's you can't do it.
I like that though. I like a little abuse of power.
Okay. Well, hold on before we get to that.
Breaking
in the
news.
chat, SJ Design said, "Look up Camel Toe, TOW," and there is a company in what it looks like North Carolina that says that it's all hot chicks apparently that come and tow your car.
And it's called Camel Toe.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't we think of that? That's
I
blanket
don't know.
genius. God damn! I'm so angry right now. Okay, will they do a? We need one in Orlando. We need
Their catchphrase is, "We'll snatch you out of a tight spot."
Oh, come on now.
It's too much.
It's great. It's exactly what Orlando needs. They need. Why don't we franchise here? Why don't we be the first franchisees of Camel Toe?
There is
Orlando franchise.
There is no way they have employees for that. That's why Baywatch closed down.
I thought they were just there. I thought they were just regrouping. Is what I understood. It's a shake-up of the higher ups.
No, they're never coming back.
Yeah, no, I heard they were at the top. It starts at the top, and Baywatch
Reorganizing the corporate structure.
They are reorganizing. They got a COO.
It'll never be back.
They got a new
To
COO.
be fair, though, I think these are just models for their merch. I don't think they're actually the ones towing anybody.
I would be mad if I called Camel Toe and a fat guy showed up. I'd be very angry.
It started with the guy, the owner's wife, and she did it for a little bit, took some pictures.
But then she had kids, and she's like,
she
I'm
don't
out.
do it anymore. Yeah. And they are not finding any good-looking women in the 20s.
It would be cool
to
though.
work for
Get their
Camel
number.
Toe.
You want to call them? Let's
I got
call
the
them.
number.
Yeah, call them right now. Just call them right now and tell them you're a radio show and ask them if they'll come on the air for a second.
Where is it at?
North Carolina.
Sorry, Mo. Why are you getting Mo involved?
Camel Toe, Camel Mo.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want to say that. He doesn't want to even be associated with that. So anyway, Mo, what's been going on? So got that one wheel.
Just calling Camel Toe.
We're calling
over here.
Camel Toe.
How's that one wheel doing? Is it in your
It's
garage?
still collecting dust.
Hold on, listen. This is XR, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know.
I was riding my old version 1 hunk of junk the other day.
Oh, so slow.
And
what's it like? Horse-drawn.
Yeah. And then it has
Horse-drawn
this lag.
one wheel.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh man.
He says
I
he's
need
got
a sweet
sand all
XR.
in it and it's not running right.
No, it's I put some wear. I put miles on it. So Anyway,
Never
what-
mind, Sam.
I
They
did
have
see
an
a
interview
one-wheel
on the
group.
news, so they do interviews. Maybe I'll just email them. And
Yeah,
see if they'll
email
talk
them.
to
I
us.
want to talk to the toes.
Now I know, Mo, that you don't care about selling your one wheel, but if I made you a good offer,
You are
Oh,
having.
they're calling us back. They're
Oh, they
calling us
are?
back.
Oh,
Line
okay.
one.
Line one.
That was quick.
Hey, it's Dan from Tom and Dan. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Brentley.
Oh yeah, hi. We're actually just a radio station in Orlando, and we were calling to do an interview. We're not trying to bother you or anything. We were just trying to get a contact.
Oh, you're good.
We're trying to get a contact number, and I guess we were interested and wondering if just a gimmick, or do I have a hot woman come out to tow my car?
Yeah, you actually have a hot woman come out to tow your car.
Really?
right.
So it's not your typical fat guy in the tow truck? Seriously?
Yeah, no, not that. Now, I mean, you have me, but and then I have another male driver, but yeah, if that's what you request, that's what you get.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
you were
Hell
gonna
yeah.
request it. All right,
Can
so-
you franchise to Orlando?
did-
We want to start one.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, if we
That's
pay,
something to talk about.
if we paid you a franchise fee, just like Subway or whatever, I mean, would you franchise Camel Toe to us? Because I know my old
Absolutely.
repo. Okay,
Alright, he's in, he's in.
all right.
We're making the deal.
How and you guys do some merch, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
How? Okay, what about if we do a merch trade? We'll send you some Tom and Dan T-shirts, and you send us a Camel Toe T-shirt.
Absolutely, that'll work.
All right.
All right,
And,
well-
and where are you guys located?
Out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
All
Fort
right.
Bragg, Fayetteville.
Right on. I got all my relatives in the Carolinas.
Well,
so.
we got some listener out there
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
could request. So you just call you guys, and then you say, "I want to request
Hey,
the
good-
Camel Toe
Yeah,
girl,"
yeah.
and then she'll come. I mean, and tow your vehicle or whatnot.
Yes, sir.
Now, last question. Is there some sort of costuming or uniform involved?
Oh, you
that
mean
would-
like you want her to show up in lingerie? Tom
no,
wants her
not
to show
lingerie.
up in lingerie.
No, not that. I'm just saying, just based on the
Yeah.
name, I'm just saying, is there?
Oh, is she got a tight uniform? Okay, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, if she shows up in a pair of sweatpants, then you're false advertising.
yeah. No, normally they wear these black, tight, kind of like booty shorts.
What? Oh my God! What's your name again? I need to hug you. You're my new favorite person.
I'm sorry, our lawyer's here. He's telling us to give us the thumbs down.
Our lawyer really is here, and he is actually giving us the thumbs down. Okay.
All right, so we'll
And
get.
what was your
Yeah.
name again, man? Sorry.
Brentley Dean.
Brantley Dean.
All right,
All right.
Brentley Dean. Well,
All right.
man, you're my new favorite person.
We're gonna send you. We'll get your address. We'll send you some Tom and Dan merch, and you send us a Camel Toe shirt.
And we'll have our sales lady call you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
What a nice
All
guy.
right. Bye-bye.
All right. Be good. All right. We just
Listen,
bought
I
ourselves a
love-
tow truck
All
franchise.
right, baby.
It's the nicest encounter I've had with a tow truck man in
Right?
my life.
How do you
Ever.
feel?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
the proud half owner of the Orlando.
Yeah,
you
we're-
are right under. There's Cabin Boy, lead judge of Gabe Toberfest, and right under that is Mo DeWitt, half owner of
Camel Toe.
Camel Toe Orlando.
Yeah, yeah,
Camel
yeah.
Toe Orlando.
It's maybe
not
a
Cam-
silent investor. I don't even have
Oh,
my name
okay.
on this.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I wonder if
I know how that works. I read the news.
Yeah.
I see you, Foxtail Coffee.
I wonder
I know how that works.
if he'll let us use the Danger Brain to rebrand because we need our own.
Yeah.
But he'll probably have to
No,
stick with
no,
the,
we
the
have to
Camel
stick
Toe.
with the continuity.
What's the logo
What's the
look
branding
like?
of Camel Towing?
Let me see.
I wanna see-
here.
God, this is the greatest thing we've ever done. I wonder if our listeners will respect us finally now.
I mean,
We own two businesses now. We own, with three businesses, we own
Yeah,
our
yeah.
podcast, A Mediocre Time. We own a radio show, A Corporate Time.
Yeah,
and we're half owners of Camel Toe Orlando, Orlando's only hot female black booty short towing trucks.
Well, we got the Airbnb business.
we got
businesses.
four businesses.
What's the logo look
I mean,
like?
it's a silhouette of a camel, and then what appears to be maybe like a squiggle road, but it could be something
Yeah,
else.
I know
if-
what that is.
Uh-huh.
Squiggle Road.
Oh, so they went full camel.
That's not what I expected.
They went full.
I
it wasn't
expected more of like Big Johnson.
Yeah. I didn't know. So it's a camel with a wave on the bottom.
I mean, again, if you turn it to the side, it could look like
pull it to the side.
they have.
Sorry,
they sell thongs for $20.
Oh, well,
two of those. Order 2 of those. Actually, get yourself one. 3 of those. Order 3 of those. Get yourself one. Mo, thong?
You want to buy it?
Thong? I'm buying. Look, I'm feeling generous today.
Yeah.
These type of opportunities.
Thong Danny.
Yeah, Christmas is coming early this year.
Right.
Forrest, you want one? You down first? I know you're down. This guy's a party animal.
Oh,
This guy, he'll be our first. He'll be driving around for the ladies.
Yeah.
I request a hot man to tow my car, and Forrest shows up there wearing his camel toe thong.
Oh, they sell jerky.
Oh, camel toe jerky.
It's cheaper than the thong.
The jerky's cheaper than
$14.99.
Does it have the branding on the jerky?
Sam went
Yeah.
super redneck. She goes, "It's cheaper than the thong."
It is.
All right, now we just need a tow truck.
Yeah.
We got my old repo. We got a tow truck listener, right?
We got someone of you guys out there who's got a tow truck.
Especially the 5 a.m. morning
Yeah.
listeners. They drive. That's primo
So
repo time.
We're gonna need two
Primo repo.
independent drivers that want to teach.
Well, we need to buy our own truck and wrap it and camel toe Tom and Dan.
All horribly graphic porno. Yeah.
We'll get airbrush Pete to
Airbrush.
What's he been up to?
The most disgusting. Well, the thing I want.
I know airbrushing.
Okay, I want airbrushing. Always, every character in airbrush, especially the faces, they always look a little, right? Like just a little off. So I want. Are we airbrushing front, back, all of it?
Yeah,
Okay, I want
the
like a
whole
Game
thing.
of Thrones theme.
Oh, okay. With camel toe and Tom and Dan.
Yeah.
All
Like
right.
I'm like Tyrion Lannister.
Okay. Yeah.
Me
yeah.
on the side. You can be Hodor, or you can be like
I'm
what was
Hodor
that, the
and
one
you're
guy,
Lannister.
the mule. Who was that one guy?
Oh yeah.
The wolf.
No, I'm more of the Hodor.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Hodor Lannister. So put that on there.
Yeah, we'll do airbrushing all over
right,
it. We need to find the hot drivers.
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank you guys for letting me be a part of this very serious
Oh,
legal
man.
segment.
Well, Mo will be our lawyer and the part owner too.
I don't think he wants to be a part
Whoa,
of
whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa.
We need a lot of insurance because
Back the camel toe up here.
I'm just going to tell our driver to go tow anybody.
Yeah, just tow anything.
And then have them prove, because no one's going to go through the hassle of proving. Because who takes a picture of where they're parked? We'll just claim they were parked in a no parking.
This will end well.
This is brilliant.
The only time you take a picture of where you're parked is if you think it's going to get towed. But we're going to tow people from like
Yeah, we're
Publix.
gonna tow everybody.
Yeah. And then we're like, you are parked here. How could they prove it? Who?
They're also going to like to be towed by us because we'll have the hottest girls. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. If you see your car being towed and it's me, you're like, oh my God. But if you see your car being towed and it's just a really
guess-
beautiful woman, you're going to be like,
Well,
well, this is weird. But, it's not as bad.
The repo towers will be the fat guys. Like the only.
Yeah, this is
because
high-end
we can
towing,
only-
man. This is a different
This
type.
is their logo.
Oh, I know what that means.
Okey-doke.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be subtle, but,
Yeah.
if you're looking.
It's a
I'm
smooth.
confused by it a little bit.
I am a little bit too.
It's more like a caution
Yeah,
sign.
it was like a
It needs to be more 90s.
caution camel.
Yeah.
Caution camel towing.
Yeah, it's too industrial. Like
It needs some neon.
It needs some party,
pink.
some Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it needs some Mardi Gras on it.
Sorry, Mo. Injured on the go. Just call Mo.
Hell of a segue.
JustCallMo.com and MoComedyJam.com. Right?
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
get
you
your
got it
tickets.
right.
Yeah,
You
and
gotta
everything goes to Yellow Brick Road. I
Yeah.
don't know if you mentioned that, but all proceeds, all monies are going directly to Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, 100%. The Moto, like all the ticket spots. So by you buying a ticket, you're just making a donation to Yellow Brick Road, and you get to see an awesome comedy show. And I'm sure we're all gonna get drunk and hang out and
It's
party.
a great venue.
That's the idea.
Great local comedians. It's going to be fun, man. Really,
Yeah.
really excited about it.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more corporate time.
Welcome back to a corporate time. Let's drink some beer.
Yes, the guys from Hourglass Brewing are here. How you doing, guys?
Get it.
So
go!
Okay.
we were talking wrapped coolers earlier in the lobby. We were all standing around
we were
like
talking
dads.
wrapped cooler.
It was a very dad vibe.
Well, yeah, because dads
Turned
like
you on
coolers.
a little bit. Turned you on a little
It
bit.
did not.
Oh.
It's kind of ridiculous because we like coolers, but I've never seen anybody ever go to the cooler and then say, "Oh, it's all hot in here," like because we're drinking so much, pretty much that day. It's not like we're on extended camping trips. We're just
Oh,
in the
you
parking
mean
lot at the Bucks game.
Is this a
And it was
long-winded
like-
way of you saying that nobody truly needs a Yeti cooler? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just saying.
I think what he's saying is no one truly
like-
needs a Yeti cooler.
$300 cooler.
Are you walking the Appalachian Trail and then
Maybe I am.
Like, do you
Maybe
want
I
your
am.
meats
It's
to
a
be cold?
4 day.
Like
Yeah.
it's just you're
4
at,
day. I like a 6 day. I like for my cooler to stay. I like for my cooler to stay ice cold 7 days.
You drive to the
7
Bucks
to
game.
12 days.
You go to the back of your truck. You have your Yeti cooler.
Yeah.
You stand there for an hour and a half, and where you drink some beers. Right? The ice hasn't even melted 3 ounces of water, and then you go inside. You come back. Ice is still cold. You
Yeah.
go home. Then you forget you're driving drunk. I'm sorry. It was just like you drive
He's
home
just
drunk.
saying it like it is.
You leave everything in the truck. You go inside. You sleep it off. The old lady's yelling at you to mow the yard.
That's where you're wrong. The old lady's yelling at you. And then you go outside to drink the beers that are in your truck.
No,
Nice ice cold.
all right.
That's a loophole.
I've had a problem before where I put all the drinks in my cooler and I put the ice on the bottom, and my wife uses like chunk ice. And the Yeti is so good at keeping everything cold that the ice didn't melt enough to get my drinks cold. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't get enough ice dispersion.
Yeah.
I need.
That's you get a knife.
Yeah, and you start stabbing the
It
ice.
gets all bricked up.
Yeah, but you have in front of us. Is this can I win this? What is this? It's a beautiful Hourglass branded Yeti cooler.
You don't work for us, so yes, you can.
You can win it. We are raffling this off at our both of our October celebrations. We're going to do a full-on raffle between both locations to win the Longwood Land Beer wrapped Yeti 4.5. It's completely wrapped, 360. A good friend of ours, a Black Barrel Inc. Inside, outside. $300 Yeti, and we're just going to give it away.
Tom sold the sizzle on coolers.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I still want that, and I'm not going to dissuade any dad from wanting a cooler. I'm just questioning why we want it.
Well, but this is
Like,
the
I
type
look at
of this is a big boy cooler. Like this is the type of cooler that
Take it to the beach.
It's the one I want, but it's also the one that my wife says, no, you're not spending $300 on a cooler, and I'm like, yes, but I always say this, but I will. There will come a time at one day where I'm going to need something that actually is like a good cooler.
Well,
instead of some igloo junk.
You guys did it right where you brought the beers cold already, and the cooler keeps it cold.
I didn't
you don't have
see
to put
any
ice.
beers. I haven't seen any beers.
No, I saw beer.
Yeah, can I have a beer? Can I have one? What beer is this? What are we drinking today?
I've actually got some Longwood Land Beer straight up. We've also got a fest beer if you're into that, like an October.
I want to try. Is this the one? What's the one you want to promote more?
The Land Beer.
This is Longwood Land Beer. I'm gonna start with that.
Let's talk about the event, and it starts this weekend. Give us all the details.
Saturday, both locations, all day long. All you got to do is show up, buy a beer, and you can actually enter to win this for free. It's going to be on site though, and only the day up. So if you come in, you don't even have to technically buy a beer. We're not going to be sticklers. 1 entry per person. Come in, fill out the paperwork, and win the Yeti.
Oh my God! Hold on a second. You just appealed to my business partner's heart. Right. We're not going to be sticklers.
Yeah.
Just,
There's no purchase necessary.
show up.
Everybody can play.
This is your type of event because you're not a stickler.
We do want it to be 21 and up though, because we're also going to give a 12 Longwood Land Beers in the cooler, ready to rock and roll with the giveaway.
Oh my God! You're
So we're
giving
gonna
out a
stock it,
loaded
too.
gun.
I mean, it's enough for 2 bros to go out and get some beers, 2 friends.
You know that whole no purchase necessary thing, and then everybody says like it's legal. Your
It's legal,
lawyers.
you have to do it.
We've done it a lot of times. Purchase necessary. No one cares. and then we scream, who's gonna get us? The gaming police that doesn't exist. And then nothing happens.
You know why?
Nothing happens
Because they're always playing games. It's so fun. They don't have time to police.
And if you make
They want to
it,
end their things.
they want to win the Yeti.
and if you make it purchase necessary, that's how you get
Yeah.
rich. I don't know.
I have found that
It's
when you make it purchase necessary, they will purchase.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's necessary.
And we thought about it. We're like, it's a little cringy to make them do it. But
but you just throw it out there in spirit.
Yeah.
You know, we'll just say it in spirit.
One time we had some like old man that heard us give away a cruise. Remember this on the radio? Like the one old man still listens to the radio.
I remember this old man.
And
We had
then,
to send him.
and then he's like,
we'll
"It's
put your name
illegal.
in there."
You can't. It has to be no purchase necessary." And then the client got all freaked out and sent me an email. I tried to tell him, I'm like, this old man's not going to do anything. No one's going to do nothing. Tell this old man to shove it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but they were.
It's an underutilized verb, rather, right?
Yeah.
Like to shove
Yeah.
things.
Shove it?
You know, I mean, it's
Absolutely.
weird, but we don't tell old men to shove it in there.
But they got scared and they're like, no, we should
We're not gonna say shove it.
I did say, I was like, all right, no purchase necessary, but we're not choosing that one.
Yeah.
And we didn't. And we only chose the ones that purchased.
He said,
and then I said that
no
openly.
purchase necessary,
And
but just so you know, if you purchase, those are the only ones.
And then
the no purchased one's not in the game.
No one's watching you pick the winner. Like, it's like, it has to be
That's
totally random.
another-
Who's
yeah.
saying that?
Yeah.
Uncle Sam? That doesn't
We
exist.
never said
that
that.
jar.
Yeah, you are, when you're buying this, you are investing in a predetermined contest, and we're giving the cooler to one of our friends.
Oh, also recording.
Right?
It's a gift.
You guys aren't saying that. I'm using this as an example.
It's
I'm
like
using
a
purely
big,
as an
ridiculous
example.
plan.
We did it on radio for years. We just give it to the person
Oh
that
my
we
God.
like.
Okay, now,
There was
now
no
we've,
random.
now we've opened up the box.
We're
And
definitely
all
not
the-
giving it to Daniel because he's wearing a Budweiser shirt, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah, give me some crap for that. I don't know
He's
why.
bullying you. You're going to take that from him?
I don't know why I did this.
I like that. It's a little bully.
I have no
subtle
idea
bully.
why I wore a Budweiser shirt today. Is the stupidest thing you would.
I mean, Daniel doesn't know what's on the
It
schedule.
matched-
Classic Americana. It's all right.
I don't
I'm not
look
mad
at my
it.
calendar, but I did. I did look. My daughter, my wife. Jesus Lord, my daughter wore her Braves hat today. It's a hat day at school, so she wore an Atlanta Braves hat to school. So she wanted me to wear my Braves hat, so I put on my Braves hat, and then I wanted to match my shirt, and it's red, white, and blue. It's a goddamn America shirt, and I put it on, and then Hourglass walked in, and I tried to hide my chest from you. I was very, very.
Hide that
Yeah, you
chest.
backed into
I
us.
did. I walked in ass first. I was very upset.
Why'd you do that?
We don't
Because
even
I'm
know.
an idiot. Because you guys know that. You come in here, you know I'm an idiot.
We don't even know what's going on after lunch. We have to ask
have
Sam
to ask
everything. Even though it's giant, we have the
We
calendar.
have so many calendars.
And I stare at it, and I forget. I'm like, what's
Sam
happening?
became Trump all of a sudden.
we have the best calendars.
Let me say this.
Sorry.
Digital,
That's okay.
analog.
They called me like half an hour before we were supposed to come here, so I'm the same way.
yeah, exactly.
But you always come in happy. You're always bouncing around.
Shirtless.
Oh, beer.
Yeah.
Beer.
Oh, yeah, beer.
All right.
So
That's fair. That's fair.
Let's talk the Fest beer. I want to try one.
Well, this land beer that I'm having, let's talk about that one. What style? How did it come about? What am I drinking here?
So land beer, actually, our brewers took a big trip to Germany with our distribution company, Progressive. And I think they toured, I don't know exactly what regions, but they did a whole run through Germany. They checked out all these classic breweries that have been doing it for, generations. And they fell in love with the Helles style. So they came back and wanted to recreate that and kind of back some of the beers that they had in Germany.
Yeah.
So when they came back, they all collaborated and they came out with Longwood Land Beer, which is essentially just beer of the land. You know what I mean? In terms, we're from Longwood. That's
Yeah.
where we were born and raised and whatnot. So it's our ode.
Can I
to-
just tell you
That's
what
delicious.
I'm tasting when I'm drinking this beer?
Sure.
Because I think this is different than Tom's.
I would.
But what I'm drinking, it's very easy.
Yeah.
This is the most
I would
approachable
consider
beer.
it like a Bud Heavy, if you will,
Yeah.
of the craft beer world. To me, a Helles is very light, crushable.
All
It does
day.
have a little bit of backbone to it,
It
though.
does.
It's not like just a what I would call like our Wolf shirt.
It's not weak.
Yeah, it's not like an American. It's not a Bud Light. It's not just going to disappear and not have anything.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's also not hoppy, crazy hoppy.
No, it's
not.
substantial. And I've been gravitating away from hoppy beer. I don't know what's happening, but since I took like 350 days of away from beverages, and now I'm back. I will say that if you are looking to sort of reinvigorate your excitement for the flavors of beer, stepping away for it a little bit is a great thing because, and I came back at the right time. Couldn't have timed this any better. Yeah. You guys are all rolling. All these local breweries are rolling out their
deep
best
right now,
beers,
yeah.
and they are good.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is really
It's a
good
great
beer.
time of year. Yeah.
So as soon as I took a sip of this Fest beer,
Yeah, your whole you got color back in your cheeks.
Well-
You look like Elvis Presley.
My hand-
You look like a
I'm
young
steady.
Elvis
Yeah, I'm
Presley.
steady
Right
again.
Your
now.
hair looked like you didn't get out of bed.
Did you notice how much darker her mustache got? His mustache got dark and purposeful.
talk
He
about
has a
it.
purposeful mustache.
Don't bring that.
oh yeah, I
So
lost a
it's
bet.
Spanish?
I feel like I need to tell you guys, I lost a bet. This is why I'm growing this.
They're back though.
All three of these guys have ginormous
No.
mega beer.
Yeah, yeah,
Mine's really white trashy. This
No,
is
that's
straight,
a good
it's like
beer.
straight
No.
and like gnarly.
No. You
It
should
was
see
not
mine.
as bad as
Years in the
Tom's.
works
It's
here.
a little hootersy. It's a little hootersy.
See,
Yeah, I'm with you. I got
still
a little
got some
bit of
hot
that.
wing juice
Yeah,
over
you
here.
and I can work in the back of Hooters. 100%.
Anyway, I lost a bet.
You didn't. This is a
Dang.
self-inflicted bet.
Stupid Cincinnati.
Is that a flavor saver thing there
Bungles?
too?
No, well, I left.
You got a soul patch?
Yeah, is that what
Bongo.
Like I feel like the mustache. You need something under.
No, you don't.
No, yeah,
I like it. That was my move, like a
Are
pirate.
you coloring yours? Because it looks as
It's
if
darker.
It looks like you took a Sharp. You look.
It
like,
used to be more blonde.
Another
did.
month of that, you're
It's
gonna,
darker
you
now.
might as well call it a molestache. Like,
Yeah, I know it looks
You
like that.
look like Eric Weber. Like it looks like you're dyeing it a little bit.
I'm not dying it. It's
It looks
You
fine.
look like
It looks fine.
female Tony Stark. You look like Tina Stark. You're Tina Stark.
it's got darker with age.
That doesn't happen. It gets lighter with age. Like you get gray hairs. That's
Well,
age.
but it was not.
You don't get darker hairs with age.
Well-
Nobody does.
Well, no sun.
It was blonde, like you, like.
Yeah, you use
Sun
that like
makes
that
mine
color.
lighter.
Oh yeah. I haven't sunned my stash.
That's
I gotta go.
Sun,
He
that's what it
bleaches.
is.
That's on the list with the sun.
Well,
the
he
other
does.
days
He
too, right?
bleaches his BH.
No, come on.
He bleaches his BH, and then he takes a little. I got any bleach left? He'll throw a little on the upper lip.
How do I sun my stash without?
Well, you have to put sunscreen all around your face. And you only not sunscreen your mustache.
Okay.
Kind of like. Well,
You can say that.
no, no.
I was just.
You can say anything you want on the show. We don't judge here.
Shows,
We don't judge here.
You know.
Anyway, I feel like the Three
Yep.
Musketeers. You know, they have the mustache and then the.
I'm crying 3 tears for your mustache right now.
So what other beers do you have?
Moving on.
I remember what I was going to say.
Oktoberfest.
I love when that happens.
he took another sip, and the logic came back to him.
Beer.
So I took a sip of this, and instantly I felt like it was the holidays.
Yeah, it does.
And then I started thinking, I was like, well, your taste and your smell is your strongest sense, and then like
That's nostalgia.
and so especially your smell will bring your like nostalgia back and bring you back to a certain time. Like it jogs your memory and stuff. Like it's like crazy neuroscience that this works. And I wondered like how much of that plays into just the beer and people like drinking a holiday style,
like a familiar
beer.
flavor.
And
That's
then-
really
and then
really good.
it-
Yeah.
Instead of any other flavor, like that makes their mood better because it reminds them of the holidays.
Plus the holidays outside. I don't know if you guys. I'm saying holidays. The weather right now. If you go outside, right around. I'm telling you, right around 5:15. It's still hot. But it's just different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Humidity seems to be cut back or something.
But here's the thing: this tricked my brain for a split second to think that it's cold out.
Yeah,
This
you're
reminds
getting
me
cooler weather.
Like this reminds me of standing in some hay at a pumpkin patch, right? And then I'm
How often
drinking.
do you do that?
You know, and then it's like kind of.
my
it's
God,
cool
we found his
outside.
joy.
I'm
Pumpkin patches?
Well, he's smiling for some
my
reason.
sons. No,
It's
it's
a
like,
childhood thing.
Yeah.
Before we came in, we actually broke a bunch of pumpkins.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
I did want to talk about this, but just for you, I had the fellows from Hourglass create a childlike pumpkin patch for you right,
Right
out
out
front.
front.
Right out front. Go play. Go
But
frolic.
it's logical to me that out of any other flavor, that this like Oktoberfest style. And I was going to ask you like, what is that? Like, what combinations?
That's
that
a
make
great
that?
question. Yeah. What makes up a fest beer?
They've got a little more to me of a malty backbone.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of seasonal bite to it. I don't think they put any rye or anything in this, but it does have a little more of that caramel notes in the back end.
Making me
for a
feel
light
like I'm an
beer
old
or a
man because
lager.
I'm gravitating towards maltier beers. Does that make me an old man?
No.
Okay.
They normally have more bang for the buck. This one is still very sessionable. It's meant to be that fest
And I
beer
used
kind
to
of
be
go
an
back to back.
IPA guy. You know, get you in the fillings, the wetness you get. I used
yeah.
to be Mr. Grapefruit
Me too,
flavor, right?
forever.
Now I'm Mr. Multi flavor. It's like, oh, that's
Try something like Scotch ales and stuff. Like you
Oh,
might
yeah.
like
8
that might be
percenters.
Like,
You
yeah.
take your time on it. Well, you just don't crush them.
Okay, you just get one and you just
cigar
Cold,
beer.
You
if
want to
you will.
relax
Or 3.
Well, one of the things I like about these type of beers is that as they warm a bit, they don't necessarily get less flavorful.
No, they open up.
They open up. It's the opposite.
Yeah.
So the longer that these type of that's why I like beers around this type of beer. I don't know why I like that.
Just take your time. It's not just to crush the beer before it's warm type deal.
I call it an editing beer because I like to drink while I edit video or edit audio, and like these type of beers, if I'm just sipping them, they just taste
can
good
work
the
through 'em.
entire time.
Yeah.
I also feel like this is the type of beer you could drink for dinner. And but it's the only thing you have for dinner, and
Correct.
you're like, all right, I'm good.
I'm good to go.
Like
Skip it
it's the
tonight.
meal?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's the meal.
Beer is food.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Well, this is awesome, y'all.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like they just turned around my entire day.
So, are you guys? How long is the Oktoberfest going on?
Oktoberfest is going to go the whole day. We still have some pre-orders going for the next couple of days online on Eventbrite. But you can pre-order. You get our one-off stein, 2 draft beers, and you get 5 entries to win this. So that's the only way to actually get more entries. Yeah. So you just pre-order, which locks in your Stein and some discounted.
You're gonna buy that
drafts.
stuff anyway, so
That's what I mean. It wraps everything into one. Plus, you get the 5 entries. So if you show up that day, you collect your pre-orders, and then you can just load them in for the cooler itself. If not, you just want to walk in. We'll let you just walk in. No purchase necessary. You may not get picked though.
I like that. He learned that from you. He learned that from you. We're ruining
Neither
business.
here nor there.
Oh my God! Don't copy what we do.
You're
Jesus
telling them the
Christ.
truth, though.
I'm just-
You're being a better
There'll be a
person.
chance you might not win.
Absolutely right.
But you can walk in that day. Seriously, fill out the paperwork, drop one in, and
And
that's
both
your
these
entry.
beers are available for purchase.
We're actually
or-
going to have, we'll have Fest Beer releasing on that day.
Okay.
Along with Land Beer will be on draft on our side pull system, which is like an old historical way to pour the beers themselves.
Cool.
We'll have a District Kolsch will be on tap at both locations, another German offering, and My Neck Maibach, which is a Maibach style German lager.
It's a great
little
name.
more,
It's
little
one
more
of our
ABV
best.
on that one. That's kind of a banger, but we still have some. We're going to go ahead and have that.
I'm glad I brought this guy.
Do you have any more Alpine hats left? Or
I
just
think
sell
we've
out
got
already?
like 4 in
Oh,
Longwood.
okay.
That's
my
about
neck,
it.
Very
my
little.
Bach, my pee, and my crock. Right? Is that how it goes?
It's close.
Peed in your crock?
Is that the way it goes?
Sir, get the hell out of here.
You're out of here.
All right. And if you haven't been to Longwood location
Oh, it's-
of Hourglass Brewing,
It's amazing.
it's a mega complex.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, go there and just play some pinball and have some
Pinball.
beers.
Free
like,
play arcades. Yeah, everything.
Anything new in there? What do you guys got playing now?
We've got some secret stuff. We're in the works for the back room. Now that axe throwing is out, we're working up a something special back there.
Does anybody have an older pinball machine? And does anybody know an
trying to-
artist
you're
that
trying to
would
make a
be
Tom and Dan
willing
one?
to make? No, it would be all of us.
Oh,
Like
A
Hourglass,
Tom and Dan
a beer
X
fest
Hourglass
pinball. Yeah.
pinball,
Mike.
right? Like if we got it, we know enough
Yep.
talented
Oh, yeah.
people.
We could
that-
do this.
A
We could
friend
do
of
this.
ours
Yeah.
made
Mike
the
built the
Goonies, the only
Goonies
Goonies
machine, yeah.
pinball machine in America.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's commission that. That would be cool. Then to, like have it at Hourglass.
Yeah, and you have it at Hourglass, and it's the only place you can go. And then high score wins something crazy.
Or maybe
I'm
like
sure
a
Kurt does
raffle,
too,
and maybe
Give
no
it away.
purchase necessary.
Yeah, well, we have, where's
Full
our
circle.
pinball millionaire? Where's our pinball? We have a lister pinball millionaire. He's got like
Oh,
he
he
owns
does.
like 1,000 machines.
Dude, I had a
and
sales
he's always
meeting.
like, I'm selling my Ninja Turtle one. I'm like, oh, I'll pick that up for my house. What do
Yeah,
you want
why
for? He's like
not?
$34,000. I'm like, okay, well you.
I'll buy the digital little.
I am not in that.
Affordable.
Yeah, I'm like, what'd you? He's
I'll
like,
go to
this
Amazon.
Transformers machine I got, it's not that good. It's a $9,000. I'm like, whoa.
I had
Easy.
a
It's a
sales
lot of money, y'all.
meeting, like an advertising meeting with a company that makes pinball machines, buys them and sells them, and like it's all like down in South Florida.
They were selling them, yeah, and they wanted to advertise with us, but we didn't think it was a good fit.
No. Then never. I just got ghosted. After I told them the price.
He
and
tells
they're
the
like,
truth.
"What?"
I was gonna make it. I was gonna make it look like we were the heroes.
Yeah.
I didn't think you guys up with Kurt from Pinball Lounge down in Oviedo.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you guys would like him. Like you guys need to hook up with him.
Yeah. Pinball's rad.
I want a big buck hunter.
Now we're talking. Little first person.
A
Well,
Tom
one
and
of
Dan
I like
big
it.
buck hunter.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
But what are you shooting?
Yeah, not bucks, right?
No, you're not
Bears.
shooting deer.
It'll be you shoot
shoot us.
you shoot big Chungus Tom and Dan.
Oh,
it's like fire of the
it's
bushes.
bad or us.
Yeah. And then the characters from the
12
show,
point Tom.
Yeah.
Seth,
Yeah,
Ross.
Remy walks across
yeah,
there.
Then,
Where's that?
There's some ducks.
Yeah.
I'm still flushing it out.
We still got some work to do, but
All right, guys. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. And also get some Tom and Dan mystery bags in the vending machine. I just sent a
Hold
bunch
on a
of
second.
stuff.
You gotta
over.
explain what that is.
Oh, there's a
then
there's a mystery
Yeah.
vending machine at Hourglass in Longwood, and we got Tom and Dan mystery prizes in
It's
there.
at both locations.
Yes. Oh yeah. it is.
Yeah.
I actually
Nice.
bought one with the company card.
Okay.
Hourglass District one.
Oh, that's like a snake eating its own
Yeah,
tail.
exactly.
That's how you
Money
lose
laundering.
money,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah.
That's how you lose money. You use your company card to
what's
buy
in
your
here?
own merch for extra money.
Don't forget about the prints too. We got prints also at both locations.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
Pabone.
yeah. So,
Eric Pabone
Pabone.
has some free Tom and Dan art that he's created, and that's
dope stuff.
literally
Really
free. If we say you have to buy a beer for that. I will. You're not getting it
purchase
for
I'll
nothing.
track down.
Purchase necessary.
Yeah, if they call, they'll call me. They'll be like, "There's you got this guy here. He wants a
People come and
print.
ask
He's
me
not
for that
buying a
stuff. It's
beer."
pretty
I'm like,
good.
"I'll be right there."
Yeah.
I'll get them.
You buy one beer, you can get one print. That's it.
Yeah, you buy 2 beers, you can get 1 print.
yeah. One per person.
1 per person.
Per purchase.
We do stick to that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I
Hey, we
appreciate
appreciate
you
it,
guys.
man.
Thank
This is
you.
always a blast.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. So during lunch, I was researching camel toe.
Excuse me?
Yes.
First, there's multiple towing companies called Camel Toe, right? Apparently, that is the biggest one, or the guys going the hardest.
I can almost hear my father laughing in heaven.
And then the news in North Carolina, like I guess, did a story on it, or whatever.
Well, it's slow news day.
Well,
yeah.
I
In the
laughed
Carolinas.
at the fact that I'm like, well, this is a certainty of this scenario. There was a person that went to college to get their communications degree or their, whatever degree,
Sure.
journalism, but it's probably communication, right?
Mass comm.
And this is their dream to become a reporter, right? And they, started off interning probably, worked their way up to, person on the streets, type of reporting or whatever. Like the news
Just
desk
a
is hard.
standard beat reporter.
Yeah. And then, they're on TV. They're on, they've achieved their basically childhood dream.
Yeah.
Like I imagine they grew up watching like Barbara Walters in the 90s and they wanted to be a journalist.
Hey,
And
good job on saying that, by the way.
And
They're
were
going out to cover the Orlando Strangler, right? One of those reporters, like they're on the scene.
That was their dream.
Yeah.
Or just to be like a proven journalist.
I'm going to cover the pillowcase bandit that's been ravaging Orlando.
And they got sent out by their program director at the news station to cover Camel Toe. The company named
Camel towing.
Toe.
Yeah, camel towing.
And they
You
had
have to go there. And you're a woman.
They
Even
had
worse,
to,
you're a woman. You
I
have to go
looked
there.
up the reporter that did the story, woman.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought about
I love you do more research on that than the actual guests that come in.
I mean, we just had Hourglass in here. I didn't even know. I don't know their names, but I know camel toes. I'll tell you that.
Well, because this is hilarious to me because I imagine her face and what she thought when
There's a new tow truck company in town, and the name is raising a few eyebrows. Right?
Yeah.
They have to have the cadence like that.
And then they do the B shot of the
camel towing of Castleberry. Right?
Yeah.
It sounds like sounds like it'd be in Castleberry.
After the intro, they do like the B footage of cars zooming by, and then just a long shot of the front of the business with the camel
A
towing.
new tow truck company in town has some people's panties in a bunch.
There is a local food truck called Camel Toe Tacos.
Yeah, I'm not eating that.
It's delicious.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not good, but I'm just saying I've never been. This is just me.
It's like D's nuts.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of you naming your food after genitals. I'm just not, big dick Sweeney's. Like, okay, I got you. Not into it. Not my thing.
That's a little.
Not my thing.
Because that could be a name.
Yeah, it's just not.
but
No,
the-
it's just not my
like,
thing.
The
You're eluding one.
Tacos.
You're making
Yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah.
the thing.
I remember
it's
at-
a hot dog.
thing.
It's a weenie. It's a taco. It's a vagina. Like you're making the thing, and I'm not doing that. I'm an adult.
I remember advertising D's nuts.
Yeah,
peanuts.
no, it was no. You're getting it wrong.
Oh.
It was Papa D's nuts.
Yes.
And it was an Italian
I thought
man.
he made a comeback.
It was Papa D's nuts,
if
and
they're
their
still around.
slogan was, "You're gonna love to Papa D's nuts in your mouth."
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I'm not
their
doing
slogan.
it. I'm not doing
Look
that.
it up on Google.
Yeah, we have the sloppiest tacos in town. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Sloppy taco.
And I
I'm
remember
not doing it. No.
I remember thinking,
Yeah, you're gonna love our footlongs. No,
Like,
I'm not doing it.
I was truly confused as whether this helped them or hurt them. Like I don't know. Like
I think it hurts you.
Does
I think
this
because
help
their
you
product.
or hurt
I'll
you?
tell you right now, Papa D's nuts had great vanilla flavored candy coated peanuts. They were great.
Cashews, all the nuts.
But they were rolled in like a candy, they're rolled in sugar with maybe a little sweet savory, right? They were phenomenal taste. Vanilla almond, vanilla peanuts, phenomenal.
I feel like,
but the name murdered the product because
Get it, though?
nobody's mom. My mom does not want to go. Hey,
but it's not for your mom.
Jerry,
it's for
my
Andrew Dice Clay's fan club.
Yeah, but Andrew Dice fan club. There's less people in Andrew
Yeah,
Dice
yeah.
Clay's fan club than there are at my mom's church, and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
not taking Papa D's nuts in your mouth to her church. She's just not going to do it. As good as
Yeah,
they
yeah.
could be the best.
You're
tasting
limiting your
vanilla.
audience,
Yeah, you really are. Some would say we've even limited our audience, like on our Friday Free Show podcast. You know how many people told me, "Oh, you shouldn't curse, can't curse. You gotta leave it open to anybody."
No, that's stupid.
Well, I thought so too.
Anybody who says that doesn't understand how media works in
You're
2022.
got a real pop of these nuts over here.
Well, I'm just saying, like, trying to get the broadest audience and therefore watering down everything so you can get the broad, like, it's not the way people consume.
What's another one? So camel towing.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be another one, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, I got one for sewage. We've got one in Orlando, brownies.
Yeah, but that's kind of subtle.
Is it?
It's subtle.
I mean, it's more subtle than camel towing. And
Oh, is there any has there been, like, what about two hunks in a truck? That's in the same sort of a vein, right?
Yeah.
It's just not.
That's not really a pun, though.
No.
Like, you need a good, solid genital pun.
You do need a good, solid genital pun.
And the brownies is
Hooters? You love Hooters.
I do love Hooters.
Yeah. Hooters was the original.
Yeah, I love Hooters.
I mean, the genital pun was invented by Hooters.
I love it.
And
I love Hooters.
Popularized, and it proved that
Camel
you could
towing,
do it.
though, is even a better pun because Hooters is just like the name of an owl or boobs. It's like there's really nothing, there's less there for me.
Yeah, but they're saying, well, we could be, like, our first name is just Camel, and then we are towing agents. They could have deniability if someone really put their foot to the flames.
Right,
Or it's like, means that a woman's camel towing. No, camel is my favorite animal, and we do towing.
Yeah.
Like, it has nothing to do.
Put that in your pipe and puff it.
And it's not like a giant arrow.
Twin Peaks, someone says in the
Okay,
chat.
Twin
so-
Peaks.
Yeah.
But again, it's
more
one-
subtle than Hooters. Hooters.
Yeah, it is.
Like, no
Hooters sounds like boobs.
No one, I've never heard anybody ever say, look at those Twin Peaks. No one's
one has
ever said that. Someone said Hooters before.
Andrew Dice Clay 100% has said that.
Look at that Hooters.
Yeah. He said Hooters. No
I
one
think my
said.
dad used to say, look at the set of Hooters on that girl. Nobody really says that, though. Gazongas, Hooters.
How's like Twin Peaks, Hooters?
Whoa. Oh, I thought you.
No.
How's your Twin Peaks, Sam?
It's
I was
still
like, what are
good.
you
It's
doing?
still business is booming, right?
Do they still wear?
know.
They still have like sort of a Canadian Alpine theme, right?
Yeah, the Alpine boobs hanging out.
Alpine boobs.
Yeah.
Hooters is orange boobs. Twin
Yeah.
Peaks is Alpine boobs. The one that really,
Tilted Kilt.
the one that fell to the wayside, Tilted Kilt did not, is Kerr's Winghouse. That's the one.
Yeah, they didn't have the catchy name.
And I didn't think they would be the one that fell to the wayside.
They did?
I hear less about them, it seems like.
Well, I don't hear about any of these. Like, because you have to, I don't know.
I go to a lot of them. My family loves a good,
No, I know that.
My
Yeah,
family
yeah.
loves a good sports bar. My daughter and
God,
wife
I'm gonna take
will.
my sons.
My daughter and wife will, if we're, okay, this is no BS, and I know you get mad when I say this, and sometimes I think you think I'm a liar, but I'm just going to say something. Every time I say, hey, it's an eat out night, let's all put our favorite places on the table. Where do you guys want to go? One of them, not me, will say Hooters every time. I have the ability to go to Hooters whenever I would like because my wife and daughter love Hooters. I can go to Hooters whenever I want, dude.
Well, is it like a bar and grill? Is that, what do they like? The chicken wings?
They love the wings. They like that. My daughter loves the girls there. She loves the atmosphere. The girls will talk to her. They'll color with her. Sometimes, like the last time we were there, we had this drop dead gorgeous black Hooters girl coloring with my daughter the entire time we were there. And Andrea's cool. She'll just let the lady hang out with. So I'm sitting there with this girl. You bent over like coloring with a big old brown Hooter. It's the best. It's like I love my family. I have the best family.
When do I take my sons to Hooters?
You have to take them now.
Now?
Yeah, you have to take them now. In fact,
I'm taking them by myself. I'm loading them up in my truck. I'll cry in the parking lot.
In fact, the fact that you haven't done it for 2 years means they're in remedial Hooters. They're behind. They're a little behind. They needed to be in there.
But
they needed to be in there a long time ago.
But they're not.
Oh, my wife's in the chat room. My God.
They're not at the age yet where they.
Oh, my wife's gushing. She says, the fries, the pretzels. Like she loves it there.
It can't be that good.
Yeah, she says,
it's not that good.
She loves it. She's like, I forgot about this. She's like, take them for football.
Cuisine.
Take them for football. This is my wife from the chat room. She says, and they will do a hula hoop with them. This is true. Last time we were there, Maisie and two little boys got hula hoops with the Hooters girls, and all the Hooters girls are hula hooping with my daughter.
Now, if I take my sons
They'll hula hoop
by
with
myself,
yeah, and you let them hula hoop with the Hooters girls.
with this mustache,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I sit there.
You're still better than
Yeah.
Bam Margera.
I need to put on jeans and work boots.
Yeah.
And then a polo like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the supervisor.
You need a Spectrum polo.
I'll
If you had a Spectrum polo, oh my
I'll
God.
borrow a Tuttle's beach party shirt, and then I drive to Hooters in my Silverado, and I get my sons out.
Yeah, and you go at business lunch.
Yeah, we go and we sit down, and I mean,
You do that move where you
They
walk
already
in and you're
wins
like,
on it.
oh, 1 2/2. Right? They love that. They love, okay, sir. And they'll love your boys, dude. They will love them. They will love them.
no, I think
Max will instantly fall in love.
Well, I think they will gravitate playing with the young girls more than the young boys because I feel like they feel that it's inappropriate in some way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
I don't
that.
think so.
No,
What do you mean? They'll not want to do what?
Well, because the boys, you can't really tell how old
No,
they
no,
are
they-
to
no,
the
they-
horny.
they-
I'm like,
no,
what if
they-
you're playing with
they
like
don't care.
a 10-year-old and then he's
They don't care.
I don't know, a 10-year-old's horny. I'm like,
I mean, I was.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be like
At 10 years old, I was
cutely
already
playing with
at-
a horny person, right? Even though it's a child.
Yeah, at 10 years
Like,
old,
is
I was
he-
already managing a Hooters.
I'm
at
fairly
10.
certain my husband's mom brought him and his friends to Hooters for like his 15th birthday,
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
the girls took pictures with
Yeah,
him.
and that's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
he
well,
had
it's creepy,
that's
right?
why his closet door has a land of 1,000
Exactly.
poofs on it.
It's there's.
Oh, we got to get out of
Yeah,
here.
You're,
we
like,
do.
you're
Yeah,
like these
she's
boys
really
are-
giving me
We're way past
she's
that.
lassoing me crazy over here.
Let's go to
Bye-bye.
Hooters.
Bye bye.
All right, that was funny. Yeah, Andrea loves Hooters. And dude, seriously, they'll hula hoop. They hula hooped with all the kids. They're like, "That's time for hula hoop." They're putting the radio on. They're all hula hoop.
But you can't hula hoop. with-
Damn, she's talking shit about your kids. She said your boys don't even look 10. You're good.
No,
She
no,
said
no.
it
she
like-
ain't talking
she said
shit.
look
They
like
don't look
babies.
10. They do look like babies.
No.
They
No,
don't look
no.
10.
I'm saying like once they're like 13 and 14, even though they're still kids.
Then it'll be
if they're-
awkward. You got to
but
get
it-
them into it now.
What do you know? But I'm saying for the girls, like
Which one was that?
That's Tuesday 4.
it's a weird thing because you're treating them like kids because they are kids. You are a grown woman, but you are dressed with your cleavage out at a place called the Hooters
Right.
that people go to
Yes.
to
look at titties.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's like an
yeah.
understanding. It's like this is why my titties are out because these guys are anyway. So then the
Like Maisie, like I'll tell you-
15-year-old boy that you're like hula hooping playing kids games with is horny.
You're
That's weird.
overthinking it.
No, but I'm saying that's weird, right?
Andrew's
It's
right.
weird
Just
that
go
the
and
horny-
enjoy it. You're overthinking it.
No, but I'm saying it's got to be weird for the waitress
No,
to know
they're
that
too
they're
stupid.
She knows what
Too
she signed
stupid.
No,
up
they're
for.
not
No,
stupid.
she's too stupid. They're
No,
very stupid.
No, come
The
on.
one we had was stupid, but she was beautiful.
It's just weird that you're playing child games with a kid who's horny for you.
No, Tracy, are you serious? No, yeah, Tracy's right. Nobody even questions. There were so many kids in the Hooters the last time we were there. It should have been called Kids
No.
and Hooters.
I took my I think both of them were born, and maybe it's just been Tommy to Twin Peaks one time. And,
It's all kids.
It's all kids. But I'm just saying, it's not weird for the waitress.
I feel bad for people like Sam that go there to try and fucking watch a game. And
Well, I
everybody
wouldn't go there.
And everybody but I'm just saying, like, you got non-kid families that are there. They just want to go to Hooters to watch the games. There's nothing but fucking families and kids running around hula hooping. All right. What are we doing here?
Tuesday 2, which would be 9 minutes. All right. We can do the Adam Levine thing if you want.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
It's crazy. You don't know anything of it, right?
No.
Okay, great. Awesome. All right, I'll bring us back. Here we go. 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Do me a favor, and if you like watching this show live, you can do that on Twitch, and we'd like it if you would like and subscribe. Just go to twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, and you can find every replay of our live video on YouTube. Again, search Tom and Dan Live.
So, what were you telling us earlier, Sam, about this Adam Levine thing?
So there's been a TikTok video that's gone viral from an alleged mistress of Adam Levine of Maroon 5 who claims that she only came out with this story because someone that she had sent some of these screenshots between her and Adam Levine that she thought was a friend of hers was going to try and sell them to the tabloids. So she's like, I don't want money for this. I just want people to know that
Of
it
course.
happened.
Yes,
kind of thing.
she's virtuous. She wouldn't
Yeah,
want
yeah, yeah.
money from this. She's too good for that.
She's an Instagram model. Her name is Sumner Stroh. And
Sumner Stroh. He has a wizard's name.
apparently this affair happened only last year, right? So she would have been about 22.
Okay.
And he's 43.
All right.
And he is married to a Victoria's Secret angel.
He has been for many, many years, right?
Yes, for a while.
That's
And they
like
have
10 years
They
now.
are about to have their third child, I believe. But they haven't, like, her and Adam Levine have, like, not talked for almost a year. She's like, I called this off a long time ago, haven't talked to him. And then all of a sudden, he reaches out to her again, slides in her DMs, and is like, hey.
Oh, that's what Crystalia did. When you lose
Stop
contact,
sliding in the DM.
you lose contact, and then you slide back in years later because you need that attention, right? Because you're a psycho.
Weird.
Yeah.
So he says, okay, serious question. I'm having another baby, and if it's a boy, I really want to name it Summer. Are you okay with that? I'm dead serious. So he wants to name his newborn son that he's having with his wife that he's cheated on multiple times, apparently, after the mistress of a woman that he was banging last year.
Now, he is confirmed, the chat room confirmed this twice, my wife did as well, that he says, yes, I did text, these texts are real, but no, I did not cheat.
So is he just
Look,
trolling?
Right. What?
Is he just trolling the world? Like a lot of people I've seen people do this where they
Why would he be trolling? What's the troll for him?
Well, like,
how does it assist
well, I'm just
his
saying,
career?
like maybe like these allegations of cheating, and then
No, I think he probably cheated because why would you? Something like this that's bad publicity.
well, if you didn't do it and you know you didn't do it, then doubling down on the joke of it takes the power away.
I don't think he's joking.
I don't think he
I think he's just gonna be like, "Hey, I liked your name, Sumner. I just wanted to
Yeah.
ask if you'd be cool with me." Like he's trying to play the idiot card of like, "Oh no, I just like your name. I just wanted to see if I could name it after
That
you."
feels accurate to me based on the fact that he looks okay. Just this is just my opinion. He looks like the type of person where those type of or what people think of him means a ton, right? So he's certainly not trolling. I don't think. Because like I think he has a good confidence, thinks highly of himself, and I think he did get caught. And
He
I
also
think
comes off really douchey and like some of the old like, "It's truly unreal how effing hot you are. Like it blows my mind." Like he was texting this
I like
to
how
this
you said that like
chick.
Keanu Reeves. That's good.
So creepy.
And
it is creepy.
And they got the proof that the
Oh yeah, she shared the screenshots and everything. And I guess now he's admitting to, I guess, parts of it, but not all of it.
Well, I mean, it's a typical, like I think even Twitch is saying, it's like typical rock star guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys all, like, they're not, I don't know why we look at our rock stars to have normal, like us, like normo relationships, right? Like we have normo relationships.
Yeah.
But if we had the ability to sleep with any and every person we wanted to, opposite sex, men, women, anything we wanted to, right? We would probably, more of us would do it. We would.
Well, if you're attracted to the opposite sex.
But I mean, no. I mean, like across the board, if even the three of us, if we were offered what Adam Levine has been offered, the chances are obviously higher for the three of us, even though I know we're all faithful, to be unfaithful just because
opportunity.
Yeah, the opportunity is there. You know, I'm not calling into question. I think very highly of all of us, and I think we're virtuous people.
I bet 75% of men would cheat given the same opportunities that a rock star is given.
Yeah.
Just in one weekend moment in years of touring or whatever it is, like you
don't
probably
understand,
catch a lot of men cheating.
What I don't understand, the cheating thing is just cheating, right? It's just, it
Sure.
could be anybody. It could be men, could be women, whatever. I'll never be able to figure that out.
Well,
what makes you want to do it I always say do it the wrong way, because there is a way where you go to these people and you say, I want to be free. I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to be a good father and I want to be single. And you handle it that way. And yes, it's a lot harder, but at least you did the right thing, right?
But you're also, though, putting your interpretation of a relationship onto someone else's.
Correct.
So it's like,
Correct.
It's only cheating if
that's your definition.
Cheating implies that you're doing something nefarious, or you know what I'm saying? If you are in a relationship where your partner does not care if you sleep
Right.
with other people, then it's not cheating at that point.
Right.
And then it's nothing.
Right. No, you're right. You're right.
You're in a relationship, an open relationship, or whatever you want to categorize it. But then even if, or maybe you know, the person you apologized and they took it and that's fine. They moved on. You know, I guess everybody just wants to put the stereotype of like monogamous relationship. That's how everybody's relationship should be, and then I want to judge you based on that.
I guess in the rarity, you know, in that category, I guess, yeah, and in the not being wronged and not seeing it fall apart and thinking that the person truly loves you and would never do anything to hurt you. You know, you'll hurt the people you love. We all know that.
Going back to like trolling the media, and the only reason I jumped to that conclusion is because I do see a lot of celebrities like put out stuff and then it causes like an uproar.
Sure,
and like
but this doesn't feel like that
yeah,
at
yeah,
all.
no. Yeah, and I don't know this is the situation, but
He's cheated on his pregnant wife. Like, that's not a good look for anybody, dude. And you're trying to name the new baby after your mistress you're cheating with.
Well, that's the part I support.
Well, that's
but you want to remember that so you don't do it again.
But it's so absurd. That's what makes me feel like it's trolling. Because who would ever even think?
I think he was trying to lure her back in because she had stopped talking to him. So it's like, hey, I'll name my baby after you.
Yeah, it's like throwing out a positive so you can pull her back into your web,
Like,
talk
oh my
to
God,
her a
that's
little
so
bit.
Sweet.
Next
You know
thing
what I
you
mean?
know, you're in her city, you meet up.
Yeah.
You're cheating again. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I can see it.
I do love, though, that one of her... Look, I'm not hating on the girl. It's whatever. But, because, I mean, he's the one that's married. But she's like, I was young and naive. Girl, it was last year. You were 1 year younger.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you're only 23 now, but it's like you were
well,
only 1 year younger.
Say that. A lot of celebrities, they'll go through like an 8-month period and they'll be like, I've learned a lot from this. And like, well, I learned a lot. We're not even done with the year yet.
You're only allowed to say that after a decade, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Because
Jesus Christ, you took it right out of my mouth, dude.
I feel like a decade, like it's already, you know, your body about every 8 years.
Yeah. This isn't a motorcycle license. It's not a 1 weekend course.
But I think everybody, if you give them a decade, is probably different than they were a decade ago, or at least enough where you could say I've changed in a certain way, or I've worked on this, or I'm, you know, I was immature back then.
Right.
You know, a decade, because if you're 35, I feel like way different than you're 25. Now 35 and 45 are closer, and then it gets where it's like, you know, you're not different if you're 80 than you're 70.
When can
really,
I do,
like, right?
When can I do anything I want? Like, what age do I reach where I'm just like, you guys don't care, and that's just Danny's
I think
old.
70. You got to get over that 69 hump.
No, I need longer. I need it to be closer. I need like 50. I need 4 years.
No, 50 is still too young to use your age as a.
Because that's only, what 4 years from
mentally
now?
disabled 50.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do it. Yeah. But you have to become mentally disabled. Harder to achieve, I think.
I don't know. I'm right here.
Harder to achieve. Is old Maroon 5, they're still touring and all that, right? Still
I don't think they're currently touring, but I don't think they've like broken up or anything.
No, they'll write some dumb dance song and then they'll go back on tour and they'll play, you know. He
was doing like a side project for a while too.
And then he's doing The Voice, right? Or he's probably off of that.
One of those.
I think he's off of that now. Yeah, they always have something going on. And then he'll do commercials, product placement, private gigs. Then he'll do some DJing.
I heard the commercial for The Masked Singer, and they're leaning into the old "Could it be Tom Brady" thing because that whole rumor came out.
Well, that show wants to be as crazy. They're like Rudy Giuliani, Tom Brady. They want it to be as crazy as
it's brilliant marketing.
The ghost of Epstein pops out of there.
It's brilliant marketing though because
it is.
The amount of attention they got,
and it's a silly show, so they can do it.
Yeah, and there are dodos that believe it could be Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
not.
I'll bet my life that it'll never be Tom Brady.
It's not.
For the end of time.
Well, I hope it is him, though, now. So, all right.
Bye.